Boop. Hello.
Boopy.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi everybody. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. I hope you're all well. We're gonna get into some Housebound Adventuring, and we will start off with saying hello to everyone in chat. How's it going, Adam? How's it going, Miles? How's it going, Canuck? It's nice to see ya. Did I miss anyone? Hi, Jenny. Hi, Noko.
Katie, your hair looks very cute today.
PS5. Oh, Katie's on.
Your hair looks very cute today.
Oh, what are you doing with your hair up
Thank
here?
I got fun buns.
Oh, that's nice. Dude, that suits you so well. Good
Oh,
job.
thank you.
Oh,
Canuck.
thanks for gifting 2 subs out. That's very sweet of you. Oh, Doc's got one.
Yeah.
They had the little gif of us all going like this. Yay!
Hey, Fox. Hope you're okay. Have good luck.
Hi, Bobs.
The journey will be
okay.
fine. Oh, I've still got my music playing. Whoops. Just some Missy Elliott there. Just not part of the D&D game. Close.
Or is it?
Oh,
Or
maybe.
is it? Today's game is themed
Swallow
after
hums.
Missy Elliott. So last session was a little bit of a palate cleanser. We had a couple of shenanigans, but for the most part, our session was our characters getting some fancy new tats. We got some cool new tattoos, some of which were, well, all of which were enchanted in some way. In order to use those, you must attune to them, and you are limited to 3 attunement slots overall. Okay. So please recall what items you were given last time, so you have them on your character sheet. You know what they actually do. But it was mostly shenanigans. We rocked up to Immersea, popped in to see Margaret, the nice tattoo lady whose life you saved one time, and she said, "That is a whopping big diamond you got me," and very gratefully took it from you, incorporated it into her tattoo machine that she might use it for magical imbuement for her tattoos. She then kind of ushered you out the door. You guys went and found an inn, the same one that you'd been to last time, the Immer Inn, and had a lovely time interacting with the very pleasant front desk clerk, receptionist lady, person, who was not even remotely happy to see you, apart from Nurali, who she gave a very gentle, slight, eensy-weensy smile to. That night, you also bumped into another one of their co-workers, who was a drow lady, who was very, very bright and glittery, glittered up
Yep,
makeup,
that's a word.
That's the word.
glitterally,
yeah.
sure.
Literally,
up glitterally. And you bumped into her whilst she was preparing some towels and stuff, and she helped Nurali have a nice bath. Later in the evening, Randall woke up in the middle of the night whilst he was attuning to his bandage of the blind monk, which will, once attuned properly, give him blind sight. But until then, got to fumble around with a bandage on your head. During that time, you had some bumps in the night. There's some banging going on downstairs. And after waking up half of the party, you plodded down there and realized that you'd interrupted some of their own shenanigans, unfortunately, and made some enemies in so doing. But regardless, you went on to get your tattoos done that day. Whilst you were in town, you noticed that there was a big old boat in the harbor, a boat that had the sigil of House Obaskir on the sails. You also noticed there were some kind of ununiformed guards, and there was a surprising influx in the amount of in the cost of literally everything within the town.
Hey,
oh no, I don't have the sound bite.
Yeah.
No, I knew I'd forgotten something.
Oh, you can't watch tonight? I'm sorry to hear that, Papaya.
I had it open.
Nice.
All right, okay.
Listen, I always forget like until she's pressing the button for us to go live, and I'm like, crap, hold on. Pull it up, and then we can do the test. I actually had it this time.
Oh my goodness, we were
Thank you,
all
Papaya.
fools.
Sorry, I can't watch
I was
tonight.
like, this is
that.
taking a long time to play. Then I remembered.
Oh wait.
Okay, I've got it
Hey
open. I've got it
Malka,
open.
how you doing? Is the audio better now? I don't want to be louder. I want to be same levels or even a little bit quieter than everyone else. If someone could say something else whilst I'm also talking, and then we can test the levels.
I'm talking
Boobs.
too.
I'm
Okay,
also
talking a
cool.
little bit.
Thank you for that.
I'm
yeah.
talking about boobs.
At least it's not horses.
Boobs.
There's that.
True.
Just yeah. Thank you very much for mentioning that. It's an important part of the streaming experience. Okay. Anyway, so you got your tattoos done. Yeah, boobs are very important. You bumped into a bunch of guards, and basically nobody would really give you any info about it, just because they were too busy and because you were poking around like a bunch of nosy, no good shenanigan people.
Yeah,
adventurers.
but that's our job.
That is our job.
And you spoke to Margaret after all that, and she said something to the effect of, sometimes the royals will grace us with their presence and everybody will hike up the prices in order to get as much money out of them as they can, which is why everything costs so much. You also developed a bit more of a bond with Aaron, who was the hipster barista who was trying just their darndest to cheer up Haiku, who's been having a really hard time because Haiku has been undergoing some personal development, spending hours and hours with their head buried in a book that is designed specifically to challenge them and eventually improve their intelligence. But for now, it's just headaches and grumpiness, basically. Then you guys went and had one more long rest in the inn, and we woke up today saying, let's get on the road. Let's get out of here. Apart from one final thing, that Randall, finally able to see once more after finishing their attunement, caught a glimpse of themselves in the reflection of the window and was bummed to find that they looked older. They looked old. Much older than they did a couple of days ago.
Crumble to dust in the mirror.
Maybe precisely 10 years older than they looked a couple of days ago. Or maybe not precisely. Oh yes, everyone did roll very badly when doing the investigation rolls. Okay. So we start today's session with one of our two prompts, because last week we did two prompts, and it was going to be a question of, what do you talk to your fellow party members about when you're on the road? And then we never got to the road. So just one prompt for today in the morning, and that is another one that was given us by Grace. Your character has recently become the teacher to a group of impressionable children. What do the children learn? So we're extending that to be a little bit more like, maybe it's not that you're a teacher of a particular subject. Maybe you're just looking after some kids and they pick up some of your habits or some of your vocabulary, if you would like. So let's start from the bottom of my screen with Oro. Oro, what do the kids learn?
I think she would tell everyone she was going to teach circus lingo, and she would for a little bit, but she'd also probably try and teach some like cool knife throwing tricks. And be like, maybe I shouldn't tell the adults about these knife throwing tricks.
shouldn't be teaching this, but also it's very cool. And if I
It's
was
real
this age,
fucking
I would
cool.
definitely want to learn this kind of shit. So that's pretty fucking cool. We'll teach them that game where you put your hand on the table and you go like, stab.
No, not that one.
Anything but that. Okay, the starting from the bottom or top thing is incredibly rigged. It is very rigged because we precisely have the same order of people every game now. But also, I don't want to start in the middle and then go down, because then I've got ADHD. I'll forget to get back to the top. Okay, that's cool. I like the idea of. I mean, I don't encourage the idea of teaching kids knife tricks.
No.
But also, it's fitting for the character, and I think that's kind of fun in context. Okay.
Disclaimer.
Don't do
Disclaimer. Don't do knives. Okay. Haiku.
Hello.
That's right. We're shuffling it.
I know you've thrown me off a bit there.
Wasn't ready.
What would haiku end up teaching some kids?
A sense of curiosity, but it goes a little too far. So their parents like find broken things like around.
Oh,
the
you mean
house.
like a
not
mechanical?
like bad broken. So like not like the kids are being naughty, but they're taking it apart, but they shouldn't really be taking it apart.
So what you mean, like you kind of, how does that happen in a teaching scenario? Are you taking apart some cool clockwork stuff and showing them the inner workings of watches, or?
Yeah, well, there's stuff like that. But like even like the picture like break time, for example. Well, haiku would still be tinkering with stuff even in the downtime. So I'd imagine kids would see that and sort of say, well, this is something you should be doing all the time.
Oh, okay. I like that. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go to Noelle.
I feel like she probably would have tried to teach them like a little bit of magic, like prestidigitation or something that would be really useful. But then obviously, like as a sorcerer, she doesn't really know like how to teach that, and so it would like.
Oh, just think about it really hard, and it'll just happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I so shit at this?
And so then there's probably like one kid that it works for. And then she's like confused because it only works for the one. And then she's like, well, you should probably tell your parents about that one. But then there's this like, that kid ends up being like the cool kid because they can like think of stuff and make stuff happen. And like they end up like shadowing her. And so she ends up with like one that like follows her around a little bit, trying to get her to teach them like more magic. But then she's like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that if I don't even know how to teach it. Like, what if I teach them something wrong? Or like she feels burdened with responsibility suddenly, and a kid gets a magic trick. That one where Nerly makes it called no. No.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, Randall.
So I think Randall would tell stories, but probably have absolutely no concept of age appropriateness of the stories. And so the thing he'd inadvertently teach the children is like they'd like go away and be like pretending to do like demon summoning rituals and like killing each other and like fighting and stuff.
Okay, those are all very good answers. I like that a lot. That definitely
sneaks after
like...
at some point and is like, don't even pretend to try to summon anything. You might actually do it on accident, and that could be bad. After the prestidigitation incident.
I like the idea of Randall actually instilling a fear of reading books into people by accident, because he's telling people about all these different like stories and stuff, and he just focuses on the ones where, oh yeah, there's one time a guy read a book and then turned into a vessel for Zuchtmoy or whatever the fuck, the fungus god, and she turned into that, and turned into just a living fungus person whose head was backwards. Yeah, remember that one time? That just happened because he read a book. We're like, okay, don't read then. Got it. That's the answer to this question. That's the lesson to get from Randall. Don't read.
Remember, kids, don't read.
Oh no.
Okay, cool. Those are great answers. Thank you very much for taking part. As always, if you want to help us out by making prompts, you can do exclamation mark prompts and put prompts in. That one was from our friend Grace. Oh, you got. You got. That was one was we got one a minute ago from Noko saying, how does your character celebrate their birthday? That is a really good prompt. That is a really good prompt. Okay, we'll definitely use that sometime. Thank you very much, Noko. It's the book of Reading Randall. Oh no, we don't have Reading Rainbow over here, but I recognize that as Reading Rainbow. Could you sing that for us, please, Katie?
Oh, Reading Rainbow?
Yeah, the one that Malcolm has put in chat.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But in
Now I
this
can
case,
learn-
it's Reading Randall.
You're Randall, but now I can
Reading
get it. No,
Randall.
I've got the frame of reference. That's all I needed. Okay, perfect. Okay. Give it to Jenny because Tom got one and he's going to try to kill the party. I forgot about my D6
Thank you,
from last week.
Tortu.
Thanks for the reminder, Tortu.
No.
Yeah, usually I would have took it. Usually we don't carry them over between weeks, but so I think Sarah redeemed it pretty late, and Sarah's pretty on this list, and I would feel bad taking it away.
I didn't get a chance to use it. I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, we didn't
be
really
a
roll
mean
too much
DM.
last game.
Yeah, like we had Randall plodding around because I gave Randall disadvantage on all dexterity checks because they had the black hole.
That's true.
But that was just for fun. That was just
And
for
you
fun
get them
indeed.
so infrequently because we yell at chat when they give them to you. So
Yeah, they get incentivized by me
can
being like,
encourage
"Oh, you're the best, I love you," and you guys being like, "Fucking gonna get you." When you
put
sleep,
you on a
watch
list.
out. Okay. Anyway, yeah,
'Cause of the
exactly. The
list,
terrifying
yes.
list. It's very intimidating. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna start today's session with you guys at MSC. You're gonna be is that a command for
Shit,
the
that'd
list?
be good if it was a command, damn it.
Definitely be one.
Next time.
Okay. You put in a prompt too. Thank you, Tortu. I can't read it right now. I'm DMing. Tortu. I've moved away from the prompts list. I'm closing it. I've
You have
closed
to
it,
turn up
Tortu.
next time as well.
We start our session today at MSC, as you can see on the map that you should be on. Although I don't know if the stream is. It's not entirely necessary, I guess. I've got a big old purple arrow to point out where MSC is and a big old red line to demonstrate how far you can travel in one day. As you can see, you will not quite make it to Mouth o' Gargoyles, as your current direction is that you want to come from MSC all the way over to Weymouth in the not so far, but also kind of far, depending relatively, west of the King's Forest, where you are. That is your destination because previously you'd seen a flyer that the Purple Dragons are doing a recruitment drive in which you take part in trying to hunt an evil dragon, and in so doing you skip a couple of ranks. Basically, it's a good way to get adventurers to sign up for the Purple Dragons because you skip a couple of the basic boring ranks and you get to be a bit more senior position. So if you guys are still happy with that being your direction,
Yeah.
general nods from all the party. Amazing. Okay. So you recognize that it's not going to be a 1-day trip. It's going to be about a day and a half before you get to Mouth o' Gargoyles. What a wonderful name for a place. And it will be all on road. So that's where you get to. On the road again, except you're not on horses, you're on feet on the road again. You occasionally have Nugget flapping ahead and then having a sit down and then flapping ahead and having a sit down.
Oh, smart.
Because Nugget's movement speed is way slower than you guys. Drastically slower.
Nugget's just napping most of the time, waiting for us to catch up.
Yeah, exactly. But this is you on the road, finally NPC-less. We don't have someone like Albert tagging along.
Oh,
or
but we do
Margaret
have
tagging
Nugget
along.
that Oro can talk to you permanently now, right?
Well, I mean, you tell me. Did Oro attune to her new tattoo?
Yeah. I'm right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in which case, would you like to describe the tattoo again one more time? What does it look like?
Well, actually, I drew it today, so I could just put it on the screen and
Ooh,
a little
look at
less
that.
describing. I'm gonna drag it over to OBS. It's gonna be really large, okay? Don't be afraid. It's covering
Already afraid.
most of the
I'm
screen.
scared.
Be not afraid.
There we go. It's not covering it. It's like the full tarot card, except it's a skull and he's dressed as a jester.
Oh,
Yes.
look at him!
Oh
What
my
a cutie pie!
god.
Good.
The jester dress is very good. Like,
I am
get
scared
it,
of this
very cool.
monster coming out the lake, though.
Oh shit.
In 40 episodes, we're gonna get like the big bad evil guy is going to be a skeleton in jester clothes. And we're gonna just see if we remember by then.
Yeah, exactly. Just decimating the
Plop, plop, plop.
coast.
These animations.
Thank you.
Wow, look at it stomping around. Okay, so that's the tattoo that Oro got, and the tattoo that Oro got allows Oro to speak with animals, which is different. Animal speaking to animals is different from animal friendship. As Jenny reminded me after the game, she was like, that's not the same thing. So she can speak with animals, which allows her to essentially attune to one animal a day and speak to them willy-nilly without requiring a spell, which essentially means that Nugget's going to talk a lot going on from here, which maybe I regret a little bit. We'll see. Okay, but anyway, so yes, that's what that references to. So you're on the road again, and this, at least the first quarter of your day, is very familiar to you. The road is well trod. There are other travelers that are coming and going in different directions. So some of them are on carts, some of them are on foot, some of them are much, much slower than you, and you manage to overtake a couple of travelers. Others are speeding ahead, like they got a place to be. Don't spare the horses, you hear them shout as they run past you, or clop past you, gallop past you more accurately. But
Do we eat their dust?
yes, you do. You eat their dust. Delicious, delicious dust.
Nice.
But beyond
nutritious.
your usual kind of traveling routine, which you've become quite accustomed to now, you have a relatively quiet day on the road, being still relatively close to the main trade route through town, or through Cormier. It's not super surprising that you're not finding a huge amount of people stopping you and harassing you on the streets. But after some time, the sun begins to set and you start looking for a place to rest.
Can I read and walk, by the way? How do you feel about
No.
fair enough.
However, you could cut the day short if everyone else would agree to it. I mean, you'd have to ask them in character, but you could cut the day short to sit down and put a couple of hours into your book.
How would people feel about, stopping and letting me do a bit of reading?
Is it going to make your head feel better?
Are you gonna stop being grumpy?
Eventually. Soon.
Soon.
Then yes.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Thanks.
If that's okay with you, Randall and Nugget.
And Nugget, did you say?
Yes,
Nugget
but
gets
what
a say
about
in
Nugget?
all of our party votes now.
Yeah.
Are we stopping because he can read?
Yeah, he's reading an important book for something. I don't know.
We found it in that place. He was real excited about it.
That seems like a stupid reason to stop.
I don't comment on your stupid wins every time.
Listen, you can't hear.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately
was
for
gonna
you
say,
guys,
like, it's-
only Oro can communicate.
Oh.
Right. JK, I didn't say anything.
You
Oh.
need to get that spell imbued on like a little collar that Nugget can wear. And talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Like a tongues, a
Just
permanent
to
tongue
us.
spell on them.
I've saved
Yeah.
myself a little bit of work there. I can only talk to Oro.
Mhm.
We're just gonna hang for a bit, right? Have a rest.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I could do some hunting, maybe
Sure. Be careful.
have some snacks.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
You're not going to miss me too much.
Oh, always, of course. Whenever you're a brief moment away
Good
from
answer.
me.
Okay, that's fine. Are you going to communicate what Nugget
Oh,
said to the rest of the party?
I was just for a second was like, sweet, the conversation's over, and everyone else is just looking at her. I'm like, oh, yeah, Nugget's fine with it, whatever. Yeah, they're gonna go hunt shit.
That's good. What did it sound like when Oro was talking to Nugget? Did it just sound like common?
Well, yeah,
Oh,
when
yes.
Oro's talking to Nugget, it's common, but you
Okay.
can recognize that Nugget is definitely engaged in some kind of
Yeah.
discussion. There are
Okay.
some bat squeaks
Oh,
and some gestures, some facial expressions that Oro just gets in a Scottish accent, apparently.
really?
Of
Obviously.
course.
Okay. Well, in which case you managed to you cut the day short. How short are we talking?
Mm,
It's
Got
up
a
to
long way
Haiku, I
to go.
suppose.
How short would people be willing to cut it?
Well,
I
we're
mean, if we
looking
can
at
still see
Should have just spent
Embassy.
another day in Embassy.
we're looking at 2.5 days of travel, right? Or 1.5?
1.5. That big red line you can see on the map is the distance you can travel in one day.
Half? Can't we
Yeah,
go all the way out to Weymouth?
Yeah, we're going to Weymouth, so I feel like it should take longer.
Oh yeah, you're not arriving to Weymouth in one day.
Then
No,
why does
but
the
I-
journey take a day and a half? Oh, day and a half to Mouth of Gargoyles.
Yeah.
I see.
gotcha.
Sorry, I thought that was clear. I apologize.
We could cut it short by a couple of hours at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the sun's still up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So what
works for
kind of
me.
time are we talking? So usually when I'm thinking a party will stop to set up camp, you're thinking
Mm.
probably what 7-8 p.m. depending on the time of year.
Problem is, we left. Didn't we leave right after the tattoos? No, we slept. So it is
You
morning
slept.
when we're leaving.
Mhm.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
You did
Um,
consider the idea of leaving and just sleeping on the road, but you didn't in the end.
So maybe half a day.
Yeah,
We'll
that's what I was
just do half a
thinking.
day's travel, starting early in the morning.
Yeah.
That way we'll just get at the next campsite at the end of the day, right?
Do the rest of the party know the content of this book and why it's going to take you this long?
Oops.
Because to the rest of them, it might just seem like you're really invested in just a normal book.
I don't think Randall has questioned it. It's just like he needs to read the book. Like if you know,
Yeah,
sometimes
to
you need
Randall
read
that
a
makes
book.
sense.
But
But
invested.
also
Gets it.
does Randall have anything to say about that? Because it's something that I mean, maybe Randall
It's like,
always
yeah.
has this drive to read, but you manage to, you've got the willpower. Sometimes you just have to stop yourself from reading because you've got adventures to do.
Yeah, but I think Randall's definitely probably been there and like
Okay.
been late
Real
for something
page
because
turner,
it's just
that
like
one.
I just need to read it.
I kind of like the idea that Randall is occasionally reading as he walks, but it's a skill that he's honed after years. Whereas haiku can't, functionally haiku can't do it because it requires actual like concentration and sitting down and whatever. But maybe for flavor, it's something that Randall can do when it's just like normal
Maybe it's just
reading.
like leafing through notes or something. It's not like a full
Sure,
book.
yeah.
It's just like skimming back over notes from previous days or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, great. So, hi. First off, hi. Sorry, I didn't say hi earlier. We used one of your prompts today. We used the one about our players being, or our characters being teachers for impressionable kids.
Mhm.
So, thank you for giving us that prompt. It is a skill, one that is learned by being forged in fire.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also walking
One
into
that-
lots of stuff.
Exactly. Okay. So you guys cut it a little bit short. What kind of time are we thinking?
Like
So it's
6.
spring still. Yeah, 6-ish.
Hmm.
Okay.
Seems like more than half a day then. So yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, fantastic. Well, in which case, you guys set up camp on the side of the road. For the most part, this is especially because I mean, if you're stopping around 6-ish, let's say that you are at the edge of the King's Forest, so you're not quite in the trees yet. You are able to kind of come off of the road without going into the forest proper, and find some space to just sit down and set up a camp. Is that all right with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you set up your camp as you usually do. A couple of bedrolls. Do you have any tents?
I
I don't think we have tents.
I don't think we have tents.
so.
It'd have to be quite a large tent.
We'll put that on the shopping list.
I think we just have bedrolls, yeah.
Okay. Well, in which case you. Oh no! Every now I see Katie yawn, it's gonna domino into
I'm
me.
so sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't sleep last night. My brain's
Oh,
dumb.
bless you. That's
Oh.
okay.
So
It's okay. We've all
Big
yawned
brains.
on during D&D. Okay. I need to rewatch it because it was inspired by my Wonder Home group being impromptu teachers for a very impressionable child. They did not teach that child anything useful. Oh yeah, the outcomes of this this prompt were not entirely all positive for the children. In that case, it will likely pour rain. Yes, exactly. But as you are sitting down, you get out some pots and pans, start to kind of just cook up a little something. We've got nearly, I assume, using prestidigitation to season some general rations, so you're not something that's boring as fuck to eat. There is a little bit of foot traffic still going past. You imagine many of them are just people going to Orkspear. But as time goes on, one of the pairs of footsteps kind of gets closer and closer towards your camp, and they come off the road and start walking towards you. You can see that it is a young gentleman in just kind of somewhat ragged robes. It looks like they've got a sash over their shoulder that is the only thing about them that is well kept. It's kind of purple. It's got some it's kind of silken like thread that's woven. It basically just looks like they've tried very hard to look very fancy, but only in this one particular part of their garb.
is it purple dragon purple?
It looks like it could be that color scheme, but it does not look like it's official
Ooh, okay.
purple dragon attire. But they kind of it's a young gentleman, maybe 16, 17 years old, with kind of short, messy hair, who you can see has been brushed but poorly, and kind of just stumbles up the slight incline of the mossy grass towards you, and says, "Hello,
Hi.
hello. Are you the completionists?"
Who's asking?
Yeah.
I've got. He brings out a note. I've got something to deliver to you. So the party of adventurers with a giant white bat and a turtle person.
Oh, yeah, that's us. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is that you?
Yeah.
So the turtle,
Mhm.
and there's a.
Just like a shadow that passes
Yeah.
over them.
Thank you.
How did you know where we would be? That's an awfully broad description.
I was given some directions to walk along the road, and I just thank you.
But who
And he
sent
just
you?
kind of, it's on a letter.
I give it to Randall. You're better at reading than I am.
He just steps back, and you can see that he's not leaving. He's just giving you a lot of space, and looks like he wants to leave ASAP.
Is this a bomb?
So he's kind of like he's like come off of the scene, as it were, and just stands there with his hands like this.
Like in case we have a note to send back.
yeah, just in case, essentially.
Says, "Can I be your friend?"
Do you like me? Yes, no.
Well, does it have a seal on it of any kind?
It does have a seal. Yes.
Do I recognize the seal?
You certainly do, yes.
And what is it?
And what is the seal then, please?
So your talisman on one side has the Kinshire family crest, and on the back it has the purple dragon
Oh, okay.
crest.
It's purple dragon.
It is a purple dragon crest that you have on the
Oh,
back seal.
just like compare it, be like, oh, yeah, it's a purple dragon seal,
Sick.
and then just like carefully open it.
He does have a purple sash on.
It makes sense. Purple's an expensive color.
Is
It,
it?
are you reading it?
Yeah. Okay. Now that
It's
I
like
know
unrolling
that it's like
it as
not
we're
for a
having this
random.
conversation.
Okay.
Get
It
the white
reads.
gloves on.
You've been served. It reads, "The Completionists. I hope this note finds you well. I asked a royal war wizard to locate you as a favor. In a meeting of otherwise no import, I overheard in a summary that some unsavory sorts in the king's forest have been on the lookout for a half-elf lady in mixed company that included a giant bat. That sort of thing tends to stick out, and I thought of you. Though I know not why they seek you, I would urge you to be careful with whose company you keep, or to be on your guard. Though, if you are in the area, the Purple Dragons are holding their hunting trials near Weymouth. You'd be excellent candidates, I'm sure. Sincerest regards, Garius Sariel."
What,
Well,
bro?
Darius. He's the really attractive one, right? That's what I remember him for. He's like their
Yeah.
leader or somebody important, but he's hot.
Yeah.
Hey, Evan.
Hi, Evan.
How's it going?
Hello. Do you read it out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. She had like, when I did this, this was her putting her hood
Yeah,
up as the
I got
person
that,
walked
yeah.
up. So she's kind of like,
Wait, who did it say was looking for us? Hey.
The note said, blah, 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 blah. I overheard a summary that some unsavory sorts in the king's forest have been on the lookout for a half-elf lady in mixed company that included a
Just
giant bat.
unsavory.
well, the orcs were in the forest, right? So it could be them.
Why would they be
Probably
looking?
were less happy after they like woke up, right? And then I don't know why they would be looking, but maybe. Then there's also, of course, the place where I came from, which is probably what it actually is. What time of year is it again?
Spring.
Spring. Yeah. They'd normally be back in the mountains now, but
It's early spring.
oh, just kidding. They would still be in the forest now.
Wait, this is a forest. Your home forest?
Well, the mountains were more home, so it was higher in the sky. But it was too cold in the winter and too difficult to live up there, so we would stay in the forest during the winter. And early spring.
You're looking respectfully at the roll 20.
Thank you.
You want to show off the macros?
Let me. My thing's covering it a little bit. Where is it? One. There you go. We have a button. Just like, let's move on from this content. And then we have, oh, I would like to say something, but I don't want to interrupt. And then I have perception, insight, and dex save. Just for emergencies.
Emergencies.
I'm trying not to forget
Also,
too much.
if you scroll up in the chat, there's also Tom's definitely real character, which is a character I have in a game that Adam allowed me to join on D&D Beyond, and I was just checking out Beyond 20, which is an extension where you can click on things in a character sheet in D&D Beyond, and it will just throw it into the chat on Roll20, and it's heckin' good.
It's real handy, yeah.
Real good.
We use that from a
It's
podcast.
very straightforward.
Cool.
I was impressed.
Mhm.
Not impressed enough to buy all the D&D Beyond stuff, but impressed
the
enough to mention it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Also, we have it set so those macros can be used by people anonymously as well. We have a character sheet that's called A Player that everybody has access to, that you can assign yourself as, and when you click the things, it will come through anonymously instead of highlighting who said it. Hey, Freaky, it's beyond me.
Nice. Haiku's turret. Haiku's turret's raised his hand. Oh my god,
Yes,
it's a miracle.
turret.
Let's see if Nugget raises their hand
Haiku's
next.
turret. Oh my god, that's funny.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Question. With Disguise Self, it says it lasts until I use an action to dismiss it, and it lasts for 1 hour. Is the tattoo any different than the spell? It just lasts for an hour, which
Yeah,
is
it's the same.
fine. I'm just making
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Mhm.
Not exactly the best for traveling. Maybe for a short portion while traveling. Now let's go.
um, I look back
Well-
at the travel with the boy that brought it to us. Like, is there anything else?
No, can I leave now, please?
Um,
If you wanted to tip your delivery man, I'd be okay. But if not, I'm just gonna go. That's fine. I don't mind if it's okay if you don't want to tip. It's fine. I can just go.
I'll
Okay, I'm just gonna go.
I'm
That's
gonna
fine, just
go start to
I'm
hand
just
him
gonna
a
go. It's
gold.
all right.
Does he let me give it to him as I like stand up and like kind of hurry over with it?
I mean,
Or
it
does he run
depends on
from me?
how quickly you run after him, because he at this point he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go, and he's seen that several, like, I don't know if multiple of you have stood up, but at least Nerly has stood up and looked like you're gonna tip him, and he's just gonna just kind of just walked away, but he's not like running. Like, you could easily catch up with him if you wanted to.
I'm not gonna chase after the poor kid.
Okay, then he leaves.
I just do the thing where I like stand up and like pull the coin out of the coin pouch and take like a couple of steps, and then I'm like, oh, why would he ask for it if he was going to stay? Put that gold back in my inventory.
I've been like actively trying to ignore this encounter, by the way. As a grumpy turtle who wants to read.
Because it only made you more grumpy, the distraction of this extra
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
You've
The
just got your
full- the
back
shells,
to us.
the shells turned now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Hear a clatter.
What how many hours out of how many hours are we at now?
Depends how many I get done tonight. Before this set of reading, we're at 22.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think I've
storming
got
along.
like 3.5 days left to
Oh
get
my
them all done.
God.
Quite a lot.
That's a lot of reading.
Sick,
Quite a
man.
lot.
Oh, okay.
It's I mean, how many hours is it in total?
48.
48
total,
hours
over
so-
6 days.
Yeah, that's you gotta get it in a short period of time. Lots of
Mm.
reading, as Adam said, it does. These items tend to give some time management problems. But also, there is an option to just sit put in one place and just do all the reading in one go. But if your party wants to get going, like Nugget,
Nugget, move along. Move along. Come on.
then you can get going. Okay. So please, if you guys want to discuss the letter that you just received, go ahead.
Well, seems dangerous, given that right there is the King's Forest, which I assume is like right next to us, or like
Yeah.
Depending on,
close.
is at least within vision, like wherever you are.
do we need like extra watches or something? Like,
Well, they normally stay north of the road, but that doesn't necessarily matter if they're actively looking. I had hoped that they would stop after Priscilla, but
Should we maybe not have Nugget be like a beacon in the sky for where we are, like seagulls over a ship? Sea.
Wait, what do you want Nugget to do?
Well, if like Nugget is like circling us,
Yeah.
then you can see Nugget from really far away.
Yeah.
literally like a flare gun. Like,
Mm.
you're looking for people with a huge white bat?
Yeah,
Let's do
probably.
that. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell Nugget about Nugget. No hunting tonight. We can't do any hunting right now.
But you said I could hunt.
Yeah, I know. We need to be safe now because people might be looking for us. And you're like a flare gun in
Okay.
the sky. And everyone knows that you're where you are, where we are if you're there.
What's
Nugget
a
flies
flare
in
gun?
the sky.
It's a lot of concepts I don't know whether I can explain to you. You see?
I'm a bit confused because you said I could do some hunting.
Well, yeah, but that message that we just got from that
The
From that
little
kid?
man.
from that little man, the little man said that people were looking for us. Bad boys.
Let's say bad boys.
Bad boys. Yeah.
That sounds bad.
Bad boys.
And they'll and I can't hunt because they're looking for us.
Not right now.
Why can't I hunt because they're looking for us?
Because if they see you in the sky, they'll know where we are.
But they'll just see me. They won't see you.
But you're a very obvious being.
Am I obvious? Oh, I was like a
Don't take this
silent
offensively.
killer. I'm just like a silent
Yeah,
hunter.
you're a
No one
silent
sees
killer,
me.
but they know that
I'm
that
hidden.
they know that this group has a big white bat accompanying them. You're a big white bat. There's not many big white bats. You're
Oh, no.
unique, one of a kind.
I'm one of a kind.
One of a kind.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Wait, well, can I have one of those tasty green balls?
Sprouts?
Sprouts?
Sprouts.
Nugget wants some sprouts.
Take them.
I get some sprouts out of the Nugget. Here you go.
I reach into the bag and grab a
Just eat them
handful for
out.
myself
Just
as
eat
well.
them out of your hand.
Oh,
You smell like sprouts for the rest of the evening.
oh.
Get disadvantage on all your sprout rolls.
Not the sprout roll.
Any stealth rolls tonight are going to be terrible because you just smell too much of sprout. Disadvantage.
I beg Nerly, please. Prestige, take my hands. So
They smell like strawberries now.
oh, that's bad.
Oh.
Early spring mountain strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, wow.
I can
Mountain
sleep
strawberries.
tonight now.
You smell too clean.
Now I'm uncomfortable for being too clean.
Yeah. You go and roll in some mud.
Okay.
Too fresh. You've taken it too far.
You've just been slowly getting slightly more used to smelling clean because Neroli has just been prestidigitating you every now and again on the down low.
Sparkly gobbo.
That's how you're known on the streets now.
Sparkly
Sparkly gobby.
Sparkly gobbo.
So the kid patters off into the distance. You guys are left with your thoughts, and Nugget being a little bit grumpy about being grounded, but soon forgets about all that with plenty of sprouts.
And every time I reach in for a handful of sprouts as I'm eating one, I'll like absentmindedly hand one over to Nugget at some point. Like with
Yeah.
each handful, there's at least one going to Nugget.
Good. Okay. I like the idea that you guys have like your own little relationship that goes on as well. That's based solely around sprouts. that's how you
is.
guys get on. It's just munching sprouts. Whenever the sprouts are out, Either the sprouts are being fed to Nugget and you smell sprouts and you're like, oh, sprouts, or you're having a snack on them and Nugget smells them and comes over to you.
And we've probably, because Nugget can do like tricks and stuff, right? So we've probably got a game at this point with as many sprouts as we've had where I'll like throw it to see if he can catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll fetch.
Do you have any spell, like any like nice little cheap cantrips that you might be able to use to enhance the game?
Oh my god. I think I took Mage Hand. Let me look. Do I take Mage Hand on this character? Me trying to remember what I've done. I do not have Mage Hand, but I do
just, like-
have. I have Prestidigitation, which can make little like puffs of wind and stuff, and so I might try to like if it looks like he's going to miss or whatever, I might try to like puff it like to help like course correct or whatever.
Sure. I like the idea that when Haiku's not in so much of a grumpy mood, Haiku will occasionally use telekinesis.
I've got Mage Hand too.
Oh yeah,
Oh, what about the you got the catchbolt and the turret? Just load that up with sprouts.
You've learned.
Maybe I'll cast
Get a
light
spud
on
gun.
them sometimes at night. So it's just like there's light on this all of a sudden. The Nugget eats it and it's like light as he's chewing it up, but then he swallows and the light goes away.
Do you guys have any public character sheets anywhere? We used in our previous campaign, we used D&D Beyond, and there was a little overlay thing, but it requires a bit too much upkeep if we're not already using D&D Beyond. So I don't think we do.
Although I
you
saw,
say you were watching Little See Her the other day, weren't you?
yeah, I saw that she was able to save her character sheet, and then you could just view it as a page. So maybe we could do
maybe
that
that's-
if people
yeah, maybe
wanted.
that is worth
If
looking
people
into.
cared about looking at character sheets.
Yeah.
Um,
If there's
Yeah.
a way that we can just like link to it without people being able to edit it and stuff, that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah.
That's a good suggestion, Freaky. Slingshot sprouts, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Evan.
Anything else you guys want to do with your evening? You're settling down now. But before we go, actually, let's not forget our prompts from last week that I forgot last week. Whilst you were on the road today, you had a conversation with at least one other PC. Please, why don't you tell us what those conversations were? We're going to start with Haiku.
I did have a question written down from last week, but considering I'm so grumpy, I don't think I'd ask it, to be honest. I know that's like avoiding the prompt, but I don't
Yeah.
think I'd
No,
bring
I
anything
think
up.
that's valid. I think that's very valid.
Maybe it's making him more
Okay.
grumpy because he like wants to talk about it, but he's too grumpy to talk about it. So it's like eating at him.
Okay.
Never ending
Instead
grump
then-
cycle.
Instead, first off, that's a very valid point, and I like that you brought that up. So I think you deserve an inspiration point simply because I think that's extremely apt,
Charactery.
Ooh.
very charactery. Could you instead then? We'll move on to everyone else, and I'll give you some time. Think up one of the brain teaser challenges that you had to do in your book today instead.
You should have asked a question.
Randall,
Don't go to me if you want to give Jack time.
don't go to. I'm going to go to everyone else.
What?
I'll go to everyone else before we go back to Jack.
No, I mean my question is for Haiku.
Oh,
My question was also going to be for Haiku.
oh no! All right, please.
I mean, my question was going to be for everyone, so we could
Okay,
just.
Ooh, there
that's
we
fine.
go.
Everyone.
Haiku just
Oh,
doesn't reply.
God.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't apologize. You're
Don't be
okay.
sorry.
You got an inspiration point for this. You're okay.
Well, we all got our like first tattoos, right? No one else had a previous tattoo prior to this one.
The first tattoo you guys all got was the group one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanted to ask if you was gonna get another tattoo, if you'd like got a tattoo bug now, if you were like thinking of something else, if you'd had any ideas about it. Because I was like, all right, I'm gonna be tatted one day. Like at the end of this adventure and shit, I'm gonna be like that old lady that's got like a shit ton of tattoos. I'm gonna be like that. But of all of our adventures and shit, it'll be real fucking cool.
like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like maybe want something that links me back to my roots, maybe to like kinshai or something. Because if we're gonna forget them, they're gonna be erased. Like
Mm.
maybe I'll help remember.
Ooh,
When your
cool.
tattoo just get erased, and then you'll have spent the money on it for nothing.
But then my transaction will be erased as well, and then so my money would come back.
No, it's just the
'Cause-
memory. Would the
Well,
gold
then the
come
tattoo
back?
would still be there.
Maybe the gold would come back. I guess it depends on how
I've-
strong the magic is.
Oro has an existential crisis. Does anything matter? We're all gonna get erased.
Is anything real? I
If
don't know
enough
what
of
I
this
would
adventure
get.
gets erased, do we get erased? Oh my god!
I don't know what I would get. If you had asked me before we found the diamond, then I would have said I would have gotten exactly what I got or something like it. And I'll like kind of pull my sleeve up and show the like night sky sort of like bandy tattoo on her wrist, and just kind of point out, this part's just a birthmark. I've always had this. And there's a little like crescent shape like on her wrist that's almost like an absence of color more than like a darkening or something like normal birthmarks are, or like the typical ones I should say, rather than normal. I couldn't think of anything else.
Give a round of applause to Katie for buying as much time for haiku as she possibly could.
Give it much, Kitty.
I do what I can.
Okay, that was a good question. I like that we got everyone chatting about those tattoos again. I think the idea of everyone getting tatted up is excellent. Nerly, what was your question going to be?
My question for Haiku.
Mm-hmm.
Haiku, you've been really grumpy. Is something wrong?
Yeah.
That's the whole interaction.
Usually that means yes.
I thought I'd just turn around and just sort of, I don't know how it would look to other people, obviously, but just open the book to what page I currently am and just show it off. I don't say anything.
Just gesture at the book.
I'm gonna like
But-
look at it.
To you, it looks like it's just a swirling mass of confusing figures and text that doesn't even look like a language to you. It's moving almost as you're looking at it, and it gives you a small headache just trying to focus your eyes.
Ow. No wonder you're grumpy.
Swivel back round and get back to
What do you do, team, when your friend gets addicted to reading a terrifying book that gives you a headache when you look at it? That seems normal. That seems like an okay thing.
Totally fine.
I pictured him opening it up and showing it to Nurley, and her turning into that meme with the woman who looks confused and has the like figures floating in front of her, and she's like, "Ew."
I like that a lot. Good question.
Now her head hurts, and she's kind of done with that for now. She's gonna eat some sprouts.
Okay, we had another question for haiku.
Mm-hmm. Like you've got all these things, but when did it start? What was the first thing you collected?
Roll on the list.
Roll.
Yeah, go on. Let me get up the list.
What's the item number 1 on the list?
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredibly boring. It's just the first thing that it's not interesting.
Okay, not
Yeah.
something worth starting your collectioning career
It's a
on.
stone.
Found this
Shiny
stone, and
pebble.
I just needed to pick up all the stones.
So I think for context, I wouldn't, again, being grumpy, I wouldn't verbally say what it was. It would be more of a bit of a clatter around on the shell and just showing it, as opposed to necessarily explaining what it does.
thing that got away.
Oh, that doesn't work at all.
Just pick any.
Bit
Yeah, I'm just picking. Okay.
Not rope again, was it? It's continually this rope you're
Like
pointing.
this.
This is a very important rope.
Scalp.
Yeah, it's like the scalp that we were all there when you collected.
And you actually should do anything.
Again, I think the flavor. I'm not going to give it the name I've given it. I'll simply just describe what it looks like.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a spool of red thread which seems to growl in direct sunlight. Something looks weird about it, so it feels off about it.
It
More
does
than
what in direct sunlight?
Growling.
Growls.
Growls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just had an image of Jenny drawing red thread that growls.
I just drew an angry thread, the spool.
I want to see.
It's a very small little angry face at the very top of it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
It's great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I won't give the name of it because obviously I can. Well, no, I won't.
You can give it out. You can give it out of character. If you
Oh
prefer.
yeah. Well, it's I mean, it's just called the Demon's Thread.
Ooh.
Edgy.
So angry. Very edgy.
So he just
Okay, cool.
he points at it and Early kind of looks at it. Says, "I've heard about those red threads. The red threads that connect the future or something. I think I heard that somewhere in a book. Maybe that's what it does.
Bit of a shrug.
It's
We
angry.
need to get
like
Haiku out.
haiku.
We need to get Haiku out of this grumpy mood.
Yeah. Hey, Sam.
To be fair, like a lot of these items, Haiku isn't fully aware of what they do. I mean, a lot of the descriptions say
Mhm.
appears to do this, but not overly sure.
Yeah, yeah.
This is actually one of the cases that growls, but why does it growl? You know?
Yeah.
All the rest of the magic items we get for the rest of the campaign are going to be random things on Haiku's shell that like just like their abilities expand into something else when we actually spend time with them.
Well, it's the kind of thing where I want to be able to add things and come up with stuff to add to Haiku's shell, but I don't want to give you a magical item that very clearly is just a vague ass what the fuck, because
Just
it's
random
D&D. You'll cling on to that and you'll never let it go, and you'll be like, what is this thing? It's really important. It must fit in somewhere into the story, and it's just like, no.
It's a candle that'll burn underwater. Surely we're going to end up underwater again. Oh no.
But most of the ones I've gotten down of like I've got a little column saying this isn't ever going to be used. It's purely a flavor item.
Sure. Okay. Right. Well, very good. Thank you, everybody, for taking part. Haiku. What was
thought you forgot
the
for a
task?
second.
I had forgotten for a second, and I was like, I'm missing something. What did I get Jack to do? Oh
So
yeah.
I had two ideas.
I'm listening.
So the first was a very boring one. I mean, I don't know how maths is developed in Cormier. You know what level
Sure.
we're at. But it was just like a series of number sequences, and you had to figure out the next one. So some of them was just random. Some was like the Fibonacci sequence. So there's loads of them.
Right. Okay.
And then the other idea was
The golden ratio.
an old bit of Tortle philosophy about how the world is perceived when you retreat into your shell. Sort of akin to if a tree falls in the forest type of thing.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Shit, that's a really good answer. I've got to give you another inspiration, and it's going to roll off to Randall.
But Randall's already got one.
Well, then it's going to be wasted. Should have kept your good idea to yourself and used it another time. Jesus, what a good idea. Oh, that's cool. Wow, I like that a lot. Okay. All right. Well, you rest, you sleep, you dream. I'm assuming you are having a watch list as you usually do.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would like somebody to. I'm going to roll 1d4.
You doing that?
Yeah.
It is
Randall,
done.
during your watch, it starts
Every time.
pissing it down. It is
Oh,
absolutely
Randall. I don't think Randall
torrential.
can.
It is just absurdly heavy rain. To the point where most of our companions, Haiku won't notice or care. Oro is wrapped up probably under Nugget's wing or close to Nugget enough that the pitter patter won't bother her that much. Neurally probably does wake up, but I like to imagine that actually what happens is that Neurly's sleeping so heavily, and she snores a little bit, don't tell her, that her it's like a big pool of like this big puddle of water starts to just surround her, and like the bed like lifts up slightly. She's just floating.
Oh no.
Like a water
She's
bed.
just,
That's
she's
awesome.
just sleeping.
I
Okay, I
love
have a
it.
very important question.
Uh-huh.
Where is Haiku's book?
I'm going to say for now that Haiku retreated into his shell with the book.
Okay.
Sorry, their shell with the book. I apologize.
Okay.
It's D6. Oh,
Thank
have
you,
a nice
Malcolm.
walk, Mal.
Have a good
Have a
walk.
nice walk.
Let me give Jack a d6.
Yay. Could we have a quick bio break so I could go get some water?
I was gonna call a bio break in the
Okay.
morning.
Okay, perfect.
But we can. I'm just giving. So I was
We
just
can wait.
adding a little bit of a flavor. A little bit of
Yeah.
flavor. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very wet at night. It
Mhm.
pisses it down. It just happens to happen whilst Randall is on watch, keeping a lookout, left and right, left and right. Doesn't look up. A cloud just pops,
Wet bandage.
soaks you, and by the time, like precisely at the time that your watch ends, so does the rain. And the next
That's
person to
right.
wake up is Nurali, who wakes up, puts a hand in a puddle, slips off.
I feel like she was floating because like her dress can't get dirty, right? Her like robes because they're magic and they are like dirt repelling, and so she's like kind of like sprawled out or whatever, and so it's like lifted her up because the fabric literally can't get wet.
Yeah, I
So
like
that's
that.
when she
Hydrophobic.
yeah, exactly, it's hydrophobic, so that she goes to get up and like splashes down into the waters.
I love it. Okay. In which case, tomorrow morning.
That it's not sexual in any way.
Good clarification.
Anonymous.
That is a good
Anonymous.
clarification.
I
That
didn't
is a
even
very
realize
good
you could do that
clarification.
anonymously. Thank you for the hint, bitch.
Very sus.
that is a good use of that. So we'll wake up in the morning feeling bright and refreshed, if not slightly damp.
Damp. Yeah.
If not sexual anyway.
Not that kind of wet. I can prestidigitation myself and everyone else dry.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on with the story. Well, for now, we will have a bio break. If you're new here, then our bio breaks kind of last until we've done our business and we're back. We don't have a set time or anything. We don't have a fancy reel playing in the background. It's just us. We'll come chat to you when we're ready. Okay, be patient. Have a stretch. Have a drink. Have a try. Okay.
Try. Oh,
Have a try.
Go for a try. Yeah, go for a try.
it's not healthy, is it, to try?
I mean,
It's
Hello?
more going for a try is more you walk towards the bathroom, and if en route you decide, yeah, I probably
Oh,
could go.
okay. I'm interpreting that differently.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what you thought of. Never mind.
Ignore that comment. We'll edit it
All
out.
right. Okay.
Edit that one out in post, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I try at what exactly?
yeah.
Well, it's like in
Gotta
rugby
try
where you
it a
score.
wee. Yes, in rugby that is how you
Mm.
score. You get a try.
Go do a sport.
All right. So we'll be back in just a couple seconds, or couple seconds, couple minutes. I'm gonna
We're
turn
back
the
already,
camera
in fact.
around
Wow.
so you can see this little piece of art that Jenny did.
Take it off.
Look how
We
cute that
should
is.
make the set the penis free.
You should have a little sleepiest ad there that you turn around to.
Shit, smart. All right, be right back, everyone.
Back shortly.
You. Oh God. You weren't Jenny. I can't hear you. I'd be able to hear it only reacts to Jenny's voice. Yeah, not Jenny's voice. Ah. Okay, I missed that bit. Never mind. You know what, Tortu? I am winning. I've got 2 inspirations this game so far. 2. Yeah. How are you doing? How is all chat doing? There's some nice glasses you got there, haven't you? Relatively new. I've only started wearing glasses this year. No, thank you. Thank you for the glasses comment.
Hello there.
Hi, Tom.
Oh no, I've ruined Jenny's microphone.
Yeah, Jenny's mic's still not working.
It's just I just pressed the hard. I pressed the yeah.
Am I back now?
There.
Yeah.
Tom was like, I'm going to go sit at your chair. And as soon as I shut the door to the bathroom, I was like, he's not going to know which button it is to unmute the mic. I'm glad you all caught my dance, though. I did a little dance.
Oh,
I think it was a Mario song in my head. Was it Mario? No, Tetris?
Show your whiteboard.
Yeah, and I showed the penis that's on Tom's whiteboard as well.
I've got a bunch of PhD notes. I've
Oh,
got
you're
a
showing
very
that
poorly
hand.
drawn hand.
Tom drew that hand, and I was like, can I take a photo of that? And he went to erase it, and I was like, I won't take a photo of it. Please leave it up there. It brings me so much joy. That's the. And now he's showing it instead.
What's with the wire finger?
Listen,
He was illustrating Katie's tattoo,
artist.
Neurali's tattoo.
Yeah, I was explaining. I was just re-describing it to Jenny after the game last week, and I was just listen. I was drawing with the like, I was like, this. It's very difficult. Okay, it's just got PhD stuff on it. It's not very exciting, apart from the penis.
Quote. Not very exciting, apart from the penis.
Not sexual whatsoever.
What did you do with your first wish? I've got a Viscount.
Viscount. I refuse. A giraffe.
What does PhD stand for? Wrong answers only, please. Pretty huge dingus.
Profusely hungry dinosaur.
Here's how that was my first thought, Tom.
So glad that I showed up for exactly that moment.
PhD stuff is always exciting but stressful. I disagree. It is not always exciting. I've been doing this PhD for far too long for it to still be exciting. That's a wee photo of his dick.
Jesus, ducks.
Jesus. What an outrage.
Right answer.
Thought we were gonna go with pretty. Never mind.
Pretty humid, damp.
There.
Okay.
All right.
Demon. Pretty humid demon.
Tortu messaged me and said they put a prompt in saying something like, if the PCs were going on a Halloween costume party, what would they dress up as?
Oh.
And they are not allowed to say that they wouldn't dress up in a costume. I like that prompt a lot.
That's cute.
That's a good one. We'd have to do that one for actual Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I've been trying to persuade our players to do a budget cosplay on Halloween because we've got a game on Halloween. You persuaded?
I've got thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah. I thought we already said we were.
Well, I floated the idea, and not everyone necessarily said like the word yes. So in my
I've
head,
been
that
thinking about
meant
it
that not
today.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've got thoughts.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh shit, that means I've got to actually
I'm
come up
right.
with an idea. Okay, I'll write that down.
Yeah, I need to get some stuff.
But budget cosplays
It
stuff.
was, it was actually my idea, Tortu, actually.
Ooh. How the fuck am I going to be able to Ursel?
Have ideas.
Well,
I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure my response was something to the effect of "Hell yeah!" So let me just scroll up a little bit. Da, 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 da.
did you just message Jack? Do you know anyone called Michelle?
That's dreadful.
Oh.
That's wild.
Dear me.
Oh yeah, I get that now.
Dear me.
That'll do.
Well.
Tell he's got kids.
I don't know what I'm
I
gonna
said-
I don't know what I'm gonna dress up as.
My exact response to "What
Puppet
about
master.
this cosplay?" was, "Oh my god, yes!" in all caps. Will do.
Yes,
So-
yes. Not everyone had a vague answer. I don't know what I'll do though. I was thinking maybe I'll just like. No.
Well, now you have to dress up as Darius
Nugget.
Sariel.
You have to be Nugget. Nugget is the only one left to dress up as.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that's the only person left.
Don't know how the
Big
fuck you
white
into that.
sheet
Yeah, how would I
attached
do
to your
that?
arms. So when
Yeah.
you stretched them out with like
And
wings.
paint your nose yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Any yellow makeup, Jenny?
No.
Get some face paint.
Yeah. Oh no, how terrible. Dress up
Face
as
paints.
Margaret. Get face paints. Yeah, face paints are an option. I imagine Garius has a bum chin.
Yeah.
Is that a cleft? Do you call it a
Yeah.
bum chin? Okay.
It was always a thing at school where you would squeeze here, and it would either stick out like a cherry or it would have a little dimple like a bum. So you either had a bum chin or a yeah.
I want
Do you
a
think
bum.
You had a cherry chin or a bum chin.
Mm-hmm.
You squeeze in. It's got like a little.
Just
yeah,
tape a
little dimple.
banana to your nose.
Excellent.
That would be perfect.
Dress up as a D20. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got. There are some thoughts.
Or
There's some thoughts in that chat.
Caspian Kinshire.
No.
Or Thistle.
Thistle. I come in like a
gotta
bodysuit,
get-
like Poison Ivy cosplay kind of deal.
Get Jenny banned on Twitch. Careful.
Yeah. I'll get your
It's
titties out.
from the shoulders up. It'll be fine.
It'll still be too sexy.
It is
Finding a
what it
box
is.
to be a shell.
Babes.
I forgot that before we went on Be Right Back, I was supposed to promo the one shot that Tom's running. Tom's running 2 one shots.
Aw.
One of them's already filled, but they're spooky one shots. So if you want to join for the second one, you can on that link. Go now! Ding 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 ding. And then we were meant to go Be Right Back and then come back. but-
Can you click that link? Because I'm pretty sure the link has the word.
Oh, I've got
in it,
Tom. I
and,
just
like,
removed the
clicks.
Tom from the link. It's fine. I'll edit
Wow,
it
what a-
right now.
What a convenient link.
Oh no.
I know someone that cosplayed as a gelatinous cube, and they were the adventurer inside of it, dying slowly. That's so good. That's so good.
For some reason in commands you have to do 2 spaces. Because 1 space isn't enough. 2 spaces.
Oh.
Got to
Interesting.
keep your distance.
Socially
Yes.
distanced words.
So we've got. I'm doing 2 for now. I might do some more, but I've just put up 2 for now. Of the same one shot module, with 5 slots for each of them. But the first one's already booked up. We got some very, very cool players in the first one, and we've already got 1 cool player in the second one. We've got Jack joining our second one so far. Very exciting.
Jack looked really chuffed with that then. He's like, oh.
Did you say, I thought you said cool player. Rude. Getting that DM
Very
bug.
rude.
We're getting that paying the bills bug, Adam. Paying the bills, my friends. Thank you for that promo, person I pay the bills with.
You're welcome. Or the person I pay the bills with.
No, not biased. Okay. Right. Let's get back to business. D&D. Okay. You wake up in the morning, awake and alive with all of your hit points and spell slots, as you might imagine.
Wake up in the morning and step out.
A lot of your shit is just sodden. What a good word, sodden.
Mm.
Is very unpleasant to wake up in. But, I mean, when you're an adventurer and you're on the road every morning that you wake up without having to fight for your life because some horrible monsters jumped on you, it's a nice thing. It's a good thing.
Oh, I don't think a turtle would find it horrible, by the way.
No, I think that's a valid point.
Huh.
Well,
Quite
then
like
are you waking up maybe slightly less grumpy?
Yeah, just a little bit less.
Everyone else is grumpy.
I'm dry. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, make sure to add some extra hours onto your book reading time. For those of you who aren't aware as to why this book reading time is being set aside for Haiku, Haiku is reading a tome of, is it Clarity or Tome of Clear Thought?
Clear thought.
Clear Thought, which requires a huge amount of studying, but will eventually magically increase their intelligence by 2 points. So well worth the time sink.
Absolutely.
Today, find yourself on the edge of the King's Forest, and just under, about half a day's trip towards mouth of Gargoyles. So I'll put you out there-ish. Oh, maybe even because you were on the edge of the road, maybe even a full day almost gets you to Mouth of Gargoyles. And we're off again once more, traveling on the road. As you might imagine, there's a huge amount of traveling in our long campaigns where you've got to go from A to B. But don't worry, I've got stuff. I got stuff for you. Do not fear. However, today is mostly quiet on the road. It gets to late afternoon, early evening, where you hear the trickle of water, which you, having a vague idea of what this area looks like, come to suspect is the Star Water, the river here that runs from north to south, goes through Knightswood, as you can see, and ends up going through Mouth of Gargoyles. Mouth of Gargoyles being on the other side of this river. You are familiar enough with the layout of this road that you are comfortable in the knowledge that this means you will be soon arriving at your next destination. Okay. And with the trickling of water comes the familiar sight of a bridge. On the far side of the bridge, you can see that there are a few twinkling lights, lamps that have been lit in a small village on the far side of it. But that is maybe a mile down the road, though it's a very straight, well-paved road. This particular bridge is very well looked after. It usually wouldn't even kind of crop up in your interest. But as you start pacing towards it, your feet treading on the ground in a clumping of adventurers kind of manner, you see a head poke out from the water and a body push itself up onto the road and stand in the middle of the bridge. This individual is a troll. They are gnarled and huge. They are green of skin. They've got boils. They've got a big curled nose. And they've got huge hands. You also notice that they have 4 arms. 2, and as you were places you would expect, 1 that is coming out of their head on the side, and 1 that is coming out of their stomach. They stand in the middle of the bridge, looking kind of bored, honestly. You suspect that if they had a watch, they would be checking it.
Oh, I'm muted. Do they not look angry or anything?
No.
Are they standing in a battle pose? Are they doing this?
Bum, 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 bum. Forearms.
All of
Bum,
them.
bum, 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 bum. They've got a very small kind of like what even call it a piece of cloth that's just flapping in the breeze directly over their genitals that they've got placed there, and they just kind of picks his nose. A huge amount of snot is on his finger as he flicks it off into
Which
the
hand
ground.
did they use to do that?
The one closest to their face from underneath on the
Not
chest.
the head one, like.
No, unfortunately not. Get the angle.
When we could still see it pretty far off in the distance, she put her hood up. I feel like she would have been traveling with her hood up actually anyway, just because of the watching out for nefarious types. And then as we get closer, she'll have the so I can either have the tattoo change size and shape, or I can cast disguise self, right?
No, you can do both.
Well, sure, I guess I could do both. And was there a limit on the number of times I could change the tattoo?
Nope, you can do that as much as you like.
Okay. Can I just
within reason, as long as it's not like it's something that you have to concentrate on doing.
Can I just use it to like change my skin tone?
Of your entire body?
Yeah, because the tattoo could cover the entire body and I could make it look like whatever I want, right?
I think there were some stipulations on that.
Oh, it is obviously a tattoo.
Yes. Did I send you a screenshot of it?
Oh, you know what? You did. I wrote it down, but I forgot that you did that. Let me.
I think I sent you a screen. I remember because I remember reading it and thinking there's going to be some person who thinks that they can make this tattoo cover their entire body and it'll act as an impromptu disguise.
Always obviously a tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it called again?
Masquerade tattoo.
Masquerade. There it is. Yeah.
Masquerade.
As a bonus action, you can shape the tattoo into any color or pattern and move it to any area of your skin. Whatever form it takes, it is always obviously a tattoo. It can range in size from no smaller than a copper piece to an intricate work that covers all of your skin. Okay, yeah. But it is obviously a tattoo.
Okay.
Oh no, Jenny, you said something funny. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it was now.
That's so sad.
I'm just going to go ahead and use the magic to disguise self before we talk to the troll then, just like with my head down so that you can't really like see what I look like too much anyway. And I'm going to like change my hair to look short and dark and not change like my height or build at all so that there's not like an obvious transformation. And I'll just like I'll change my skin to like a shade of green that's similar to Oro's and kind of like make my like facial features look a little less delicate, I guess.
Is this the first time I'm assuming that you've tried this? Do you find this to be a clumsy experience, or do you think that you kind of pull it off flawlessly the first time?
I think because of the way that it is connected to the birthmark and kind of made itself, it feels very natural.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
So I feel like she has been thinking about it a lot and it feels already like a part of her.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like to imagine that she's also spent a little bit of time like moving the tattoo and changing its shape.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Like
So
the night
like
sky will be like glittery and she'll put like
yeah.
constellations in it and
yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Also, I just got an email saying that Noko has signed up for my one shot on Saturday, which is awesome. Thank you very much, Noko.
Oh yeah.
We get to play some cool horror-y D&D one shot, but also help me pay my bills. Thank you.
Yay!
I'm excited to play with you.
One of those is probably more important than the other one.
Depends on what perspective you're looking at. Okay, so this troll is just chilling there, just kind of waiting. He's got a bit of an idle animation. You can see that he's hunched over, but not in a. He doesn't look, malicious in any way. It just looks like that's maybe his particular stance, just a little bit hunched over, perhaps from the extra weight of having an entire arm on their chest.
Probably not good for your back.
Can't be amazing.
As we're walking up like quietly to the group, like when we're still like outside of earshot, or like basically like when the troll first like starts to crawl up out of the water and make themselves known, she's just gonna quietly to the group. Does that happen a lot? I've never
You
seen
turn and you
anything
see
like
someone
that.
that has Nuri's voice but does not look like Nuri.
Oh, I forgot that they don't know what it can do. Or I assume they don't know. I figure we would have talked about it a little bit, but yeah.
I mean, you tell me as a party, have you discussed your new tattoos and what they do?
I feel like we would have.
Nuri's definitely given a bit of a chat about her tattoo. Yeah, okay.
She's probably was showing them like the way that the night sky would change and stuff
Sure.
like that.
Cool. Anyone else?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
have chatted, practiced with it, maybe experimented a little.
Not yet. Not with still being in the grumps.
Understandably. How about Randall?
Well, experimented with my tattoo.
Yeah.
I feel like I know what it did, but I don't know whether I actually used it.
Sure. Okay.
What would you have
Okay.
told us about it?
He's like, what does my tattoo do?
No, I know what it does. I know what it does. If people were like talking about it, like if we were talking about it as a group, probably, but you probably wouldn't have just like my tattoo does this. Okay, let's carry on going.
Yeah, would have been conversation, yeah. But we're all still like, oh, Nerly's not Nerly anymore. Oh, it's that thing. Right, got it. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I guess I should probably tell you when I'm going to do that.
It's okay. It's a nice surprise. Really adds a different, thing to the day. Spices it up a bit.
Gets a heartbeat going, Cardio in.
I feel like Oro maybe would have seen some kind of odd-looking troll before.
I feel like Oro would have met a troll maybe at some point. But the troll that Oro met was not very talkative. Though they seemed to struggle with learning common.
Okay.
Oh well, actually, however, give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
Or a survival check if you like.
Oh, I can't say that.
I can. You just add the modifier from survival.
There's another one for the survival.
Oh. Okay. Do you have you've got proficiency in survival or nature?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you find that there's something in the back of your head that feels like maybe you should have something in common with trolls, but you're already kind of struggling to put the
Would a D6 help me figure it out?
Yeah.
Just realized I have it.
Also lucky.
Oh, I forgot I'm lucky
too. Oh yeah, you got lucky as well. Yeah.
Okay, I'll choose that.
You want to use the D6 or the lucky as well?
I get 14. Will that get me enough information?
There are, for the same check, there are multiple levels of success.
Okay, I'll keep my D6 and use lucky.
You rolled the D6, you can't keep it.
Okay, alright then. You don't need to ask me again about it. I'll use that then.
No, I was suggesting to you that you could have used the D6, but used your lucky to re-roll the nature check.
It's fine. Just do that.
Okay. So you know that trolls speak the same language that giants do.
Gotcha.
which is a language that you are proficient with.
Okay, guys, I got this. Hopefully, maybe.
I believe in you.
Okay.
Guidance.
I believe in you, but here's guidance just in case.
I politely. Are we close enough for them to hear me? Like, if I'm speaking normally, or would I have to shout?
I mean, as you start to walk towards to engage this individual, they say out loud in common, "Give thing!"
I heard that
Give
from the
thing,
other
go
room.
bridge!
And it scared me because I was like, who the fuck is shouting? And then a millisecond later coming from you. Give
And
thing.
it just holds out one huge hand,
Which hand?
one of its actual hands, its right hand.
And you said it said that in common?
Yeah.
Thing.
I say in giant back to it, what thing do you want?
Oh. Greetings.
Hi.
You speak giant?
Yeah, I learnt it. I have a good friend.
You can go across bridge.
Oh,
Others must give thing.
but they're with me. Can they go across? with me?
No. Do not test my generosity.
Well, what thing is it you want?
Anything.
Oh,
No want fancy things, only things.
just normal things.
Things.
Okay.
Do not want sparkly shinies.
Okay. I turn around and say it to everyone in common. They want just a thing, just anything, not a sparkly thing, just anything.
I take out a torch. Torch?
The hands out. Give things.
Give you a torch.
He takes it. He puts it in a big pouch that he's got that's slung behind him. Puts his hand out.
Can I? Oh, just
The
give
only
thing.
thing that I want to give up is also a torch.
But our only
I-
torch.
Yeah, I think we already did torch.
Just give another
Does
torch.
it-
Fine.
Does it have to be a physical thing?
Yes.
I start like digging around in my bags.
He's just this guy is like 10 foot tall, just
Mhm.
looming over, waiting patiently for you to ruffle through bags and just.
Oh my god. That's amazing, Canuck. I reach into the bag of holding and I bring out a handful of sprouts.
It just holds up.
Sprouts.
Thing.
And I like drop the double handful of sprouts.
Yeah, which fills one of his hands.
Yeah,
He
which is
brings up to his face. And he's. Drops it in his satchel. Good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Okay.
You. He points towards Haiku. Here's the point of contention.
Not as much time as possible.
Because Haiku's even non-grumpy philosophies, they really don't want to give anything away because they all had some kind of meaning. You know, it's hoarding essentially, and so that's just going to be reinforced when they're grumpy. So
Okay.
this
Okay.
this isn't going to go well.
Or sees
And
that
I
he's
place unto you an NPC designed for Haiku.
The haiku bane, somebody who wants one of your things, not money.
Do they have their hand stretched out?
Yep.
Towards me, close.
Not super
Uh-oh.
close, but like they're pretty big.
Is the hand still attached, Haiku?
Could give him a second hand. Well, a fifth hand.
How threatening can Haiku be?
If
To
Oro
a-
thinks
to
that
a
Haiku's
10-foot
about to be
troll.
threatening,
4 arms.
Oro,
Give me an insight check. DC 12. If you get above 12 on your insight check, you can tell that Haiku's getting the hackles up.
oh me, okay,
Yeah.
25.
Oh my fucking
Fucking
god. Yeah, you can immediately tell that Haiku's got the same attitude, the same aura, the same vibes as
Oh,
they
in
did
the
when
shop.
they trashed that fucking
Oh
shop.
god, okay, Oro's like,
So just a bit of context here. Nothing's actually happened yet, but I'm slowly reaching, like a cowboy would reach for a revolver for the immovable rod, and I'll leave it there.
Oro stands in front of Haiku and says to him in Giant, "Can I give you something for them instead? I'll give you 2 things instead."
This is highly irregular.
I love the difference of him speaking in giant and in common. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
he's very fluent in his own language. It's just not very good at common. He waits patiently for you to roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I use a point of luck.
Okay.
And you also have guidance.
Oh, I do also have guidance. Can I use my guidance on this roll then?
If you would prefer.
You just add it to the total.
So 1d4, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Ooh, ding 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 ding. The troll eyes up everything that's on Haiku's back and just okay.
Oro says in Giant, it's a bunch of trash anyway. You don't want that.
You give me an insight roll, please, Haiku.
Trying to start drama.
Yeah.
Where am I blind? Oh yeah.
You can kind of tell by the tone of what's being said by Oro that she's trying to like play it off like the stuff that you own is a bit shit. But you can't speak the language, so you don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you're not stupid, so you can also make the connection that she's probably saying that just to make sure the troll's not that interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you do also like she says something.
There's still like a bit of a it's still like a bit of a side eye from me. Just the slightest bit.
Brilliant. Okay. 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 Hold out a hand to you instead then.
I'm gonna give. I have an empty bottle of that mist elixir from that place.
Yeah.
Still, I kept one of the bottles. So one of those, and I also have. What other random shit have I kept on me?
What a good NPC to help your characters get rid of shit that they've got clogging up their inventory.
Never.
Where the fuck is it? It's somewhere near the. I have like a hilt of a sword. I have like a part of a sword.
Oh yeah.
It's not even a full, but it's a part of a sword. Half sword is what I have.
With a half sword.
The pirate hat or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Sweet.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You can go with your friends.
Thank you.
I'll see you again.
Thanks. So have a good day. Look after yourself, my dude.
Bring more good things next time you come this way.
I'll do my best.
Bring things.
I've still got one hand hovering there. The rod as fully gone past.
As you pass on the bridge. as you pass on the bridge, the troll makes no effort to give you any space to walk past. Everyone else gets space, but the second that you walk past, they clearly don't understand or respect personal boundaries at all, because they just get like, because this gentleman is massive, right? So they are huge and they are lumbering and their posture isn't amazing. So their face is down here, but their back is up here. So as you are passing on the bridge, it's just like your head is here and it's just waiting.
I smell your
As you walk
things.
past.
Wait, my head or
yeah.
everyone's?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
you in particular. As you pass, this troll has just taken a keen interest in you, and just like his face is like right here as you walk past. Because there's no space on this bridge. It's a relatively small bridge, and it's a huge troll. It just waits, and you stomp past, and you can see that one of the hand on the head just goes to like gently.
Certainly tempting.
Let's go, Haiku, let's go.
Oh.
See you later.
It looks like the fingers like almost try and grab something, but they don't.
I usher Haiku along. Like, let's go.
Little Oro just like walking and like jump pushing almost.
Let's go.
It's like in Fall Guys when you've got that level, you got to push the balls along. It's just all right. Just back.
Let's go.
Go. Okay, cool. Well, you cross the bridge unaccosted by our troll, who's called Lippo.
I was going to
Lippo
ask
the
their name, but I
troll.
didn't want them to die, so.
Well, if they were going to die, it was going to be you guys killing them. As you wander past, and you can see that, you know, within the next 30 minutes of walking, you'll be into the town proper, or the village of Mouth o' Gargoyles. Hi, Richie. Reminds me of one of my players IRL. Whenever there's a skill check, you'd reach over to the player and pat them and say, "Guys, I like that though. That's cool." Let's move you on the map. You are now here. Moving our little red line so we can see that now. Okay. And you arrive at Mouth of Gargoyles. Mouth of Gargoyles is a small river town. This is still spring, so many of the trees are slowly budding. It's a bit chilly, as it's been a day where it's kind of been drizzling as you've been on the road, but no heavy storms, no being lifted off and carried down the river by puddles. As you find, there is a bit of a clatter about town. There are some folk who are going about their day, as usually is the case when you come up on a random village. But you are drawn to one thing in particular, and that is a sign on the front of the kind of boundary into the village that says it's written in like it's kind of like a stereotypical, almost like a town in America. Like you go into a particular place and it's like got like a slogan and stuff, and it has a sign that is kind of cobbled together on wood, and it's just painted, and it says "Mouth of Gargoyles." And there is not a slogan underneath, but a small kind of hand scrawled note that is like, I say hand scrawled, but it's like been painted on. But it's clearly no attention to detail has been placed on this, whereas Mouth of Gargoyles actually looks fairly professional. That reads, "Here we follow the king's rule. Your weapons must be stowed." And there's a little drawing of these particular knots that many knights will use in Cormier that are over the sheath that you might put your sword in, that can be placed over the handle or the hilt of your blade to lock it in. Basically, it's a very fancy way of basically being to show that if you do have a weapon on you, it's not something that you can draw with ease. It's something that's kind of locked away. This is actually a rule throughout most of Cormier, but not all of Cormier. That if you're in a populated place, you will have your weapons stowed. For the most part, you've spent your time in small villages and towns that don't have to take part in this law. And when you were in Walloon, it's just far enough out of the main bulk of Cormier that they are a bit more lax out there.
Would a walking staff count as a weapon?
You're fairly confident you could get away with that.
I'm going to get away with that. Just maybe Randall probably leans into it a bit more. Like,
Exactly,
being
yeah.
necessary
It's like you're
rather than just
miming,
being-
yeah.
Yeah, perfectly mime I need a walking stick.
Very
But
good,
would
very
Haiku
good.
be able to get away with just keeping the gauntlet on, considering that's where the vast majority of the damage comes out of?
You suspect that the law is specifically about kind of blades and obvious weapons, and that you probably get away with it. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Randall has to tie his hands together.
you should deprive an old man of his walking stick.
I told you to take the wizard's staff.
Okay, so the quiet village is in front of you. There's maybe 20, 30 buildings. It's hard to tell, really. Many of them are tucked behind trees. You can see that they're in the center of the village is a well. And actually, there seems to be a small gathering, but it's kind of just around the corner. You can see a lot of children sat on the ground. You're not sure what they're looking at. On the far side of the village center, the other side of the well, you can see that there is a sign for an inn. It reads the Gargoyle's
as-
Tail,
How's that spelled?
Tail.
That kind of tail.
You kids.
Mm. Well, as long as we're not left responsible for them based on this morning's question, or the starting question.
Yeah, as long as we don't got to teach them. Can we look go a bit further to see what the kids are looking at?
Yep,
We have to go
So-
past to get to the tavern, right? Or the inn.
you do. Yeah. I mean, you could don't have to, but yes. Moving towards the center of the village, you see that there is, like I said, a group of kids that are sat on the ground. There is a blanket that's been laid out for them. There is a little box on a pedestal that says 1 copper piece. And in front of them, whilst the pedestal is behind them, in front of them is a puppet show that has been placed up. Kind of this wooden board kind of facade in front, like kind of that looks like it's got like designed to mimic a theater, as it were. And you can see that painted across the top is written the words "Wakeworm's Fury." As you get closer, you can hear a song that's being sung. It's probably a little bit closer to a shanty. And it sounds like, there once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the captain was Scops the Strig. The wind blew up and about it down, oh fly, my feather folk fly. Soon may the beast breaker come to steal your catch and cut your sons, and when the cutting's all done, they'll take their leave and go. And it appears to be that the tale is still ongoing. The kids are laughing and they're clapping. They're like, woo! You can see that there are a couple of puppets still on stage. You can see that they appear to be adventurers. It seems to be a story about some adventurers, but something is a bit unusual about the characters. It appears that for some reason, may it be some kind of storytelling device, each of the adventurers have the heads of animals and bodies of animals.
Face of an animal and the body of an animal. Well, I can't make that fit the tune at all.
What do the animals look like?
So there is a rat. These are all humanoid animals. So they're all upright, and it's kind of a bizarre image to imagine, I know. But there is a rat that has some kind of long hat on. They seem to be holding some kind of detective glass, like a magnifying glass. You can see that there is a fox who's got some kind of instrument that's kind of hard to exactly see from this distance. You also see that there is a bulky and oversized owl as well as a kind of dirty and hunched over, kind of soggy looking monkey.
Interesting.
So I think that Randall is going to be immediately enamored by this, and is just going to end up sat watching the whole thing. Need to put some money in the box.
Yeah, Origins Randall.
I'm sad that Tortu wasn't here to hear me call Tortu's character a soggy monkey. So for those of you who aren't familiar, that was me making a little homage to the game of Humblewood that we played on Evan's channel. And that was that. Although there's obviously an adaptation of the Wellerman, it was Evan who did that on stream first. I was just mimicking him. He wrote those lyrics to that to mimic the story of the quest. That was all him. He did an amazing job DMing that. I was just giving him an homage.
A tribute.
A tribute, exactly. Yeah.
It's canon now. And it's canon.
So you go over and you pop a couple of copper in there.
Yeah, 5. Pop, pop, pop.
Very generous. Wow.
And then sit there and make notes for the rest of the thing.
Cool.
There's going to be a point after Nearly notices Randall sitting down and like taking a keen interest in it. She'll come over and kind of kneel down next to him, and in like a break or a point where it's okay to say something, then she'll say, "This has a magic about it too."
Mm-hmm. It's like there's always truth in something.
Mm-hmm.
Next level, Randall takes a point in Bard. Oh, Katie's angling at.
No, she was trying to, because he was all caught up in the performance of the thing before, and she had to be like, actually, that didn't mean anything.
Oh yeah, with Grace Vives.
Yeah.
If Dooley came over and was like, none of it's real, right?
Also,
and then
Santa's
she
not
was
real,
like, I mean, like, it's not that it wasn't real, like it was necessary, blah blah blah, for the, like there's magic in everyday things. Was kind of what she was going for.
That's very lovely. I didn't mean to diminish that. I'm sorry. I was just making a.
It's okay. You're fine. You didn't diminish it.
So you spend some time and listen to the rest of the story. And it seems to be about this ragtag group of adventurers hunting down some criminals, as you might imagine, that were kind of using some dark purpose to trap this giant wakeworm, this huge, spooky, scary sea beast. And manipulate it by using its child. It's a very sad tale, but the adventurers do manage to break in there and save the day, and they reward themselves with cheese at the end.
Good reward.
And at the end, the person who was the puppet master, who was doing all the puppeteering, comes out and takes a bow, and at the same time, someone else who was also puppeteering comes out with a cheese board to the parents. And just starts offering cheese to all of the audience.
What's the name of the person doing the puppet show?
Great, thanks, Randall. Much appreciated.
Is it Irvin?
Yes, it's Irvin. Yeah, Irvin the nerd is how you know him.
I take some cheese.
Nearly notices that
being
Haiku
sold.
seems to want to say something.
Well, no, Haiku would not at all in the mood for this and just wants to get reading done. So it's probably gone off somewhere.
Okay. Well, the tale, I mean, it lasts for about, an hour.
Oh, yeah, they're long gone then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in which case, you can sit down and get some reading done if you want to.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Knock off an hour for that.
Oh.
Hi, Sarah. But what do we call him? Irvin?
Yeah.
Irvin.
Irvin.
Urban the nerd.
Irvin the nerd.
Irvin Dewbuckle.
Dewbuckle. Okay. Yeah, Dewbuckle, sure. Kind of quickly after finishing their performance, kind of starts to back away and reset to tell the story once again. Though at this point it's getting quite late. You suspect that they're probably going to be telling. You suspect that they're probably going to do something else because many of the kids are leaving.
Time for the adult version.
Yes, the adult version.
Bye.
I give them
Where
a
the boom
gold
gun
while
comes
they're
out.
resetting.
Oh, very generous.
She has no concept of this.
They kind of put the puppets away, and eventually they come back out in front of the stand, and they start doing some kind of juggling. They're just at this point, it's not really like a big impressive act. They don't have any like fire spitting or anything like that. They're just kind of trying to just kind of busk, as it were.
Role playing is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Role playing is kind of weird. Time to put those prompt answers to good use. You now have a captive audience of impressionable children.
Great.
No. Ah, well.
But you managed to get the majority of that story written down.
Excellent.
Can I be helping, like, as I'm watching him take notes, and I know that like the story is going too fast in one part, I'll try to like make mental notes of the bits that like he's having to rush through. Okay.
You can help embellish things later on.
Yeah.
Do you do it completely accurately, or do you like add some flourishes?
I feel like Randall would do it completely accurately. Are you asking
I'm
me
saying
if
you,
I would?
yeah. If you're
Oh,
helping him
yeah.
fill in the blanks.
I would try to stick as close to what they actually said and did as possible. She just feels
Sometimes-
really bad about ruining that one thing for him, so she's trying to like make up for that.
That's cute. Sometimes I ask questions knowing full well the answer, but I just want an opportunity for you to like consolidate your character
That's
and their
fair.
qualities, but also to give you the temptation.
Of mischief? Me? Mischief? No.
Okay. What do you want to do with your evening now? You've arrived. The kind of juggling outside here. For the most part, you don't see anyone else that's come through in the last hour or so. You've not seen anyone on the roads or anything recently that you would say it meets the description of an adventurer. Mostly you're just seeing that these are usual normal townsfolk. You can see that there is a small like kind of jetty that maybe has a couple of different boats on it that goes down by the river that you suspect is used for trade, basically, for the most part. The mud around the center of the village is very well packed in, and you can see that this whole area is used a lot. But you can't imagine with the location that this place gets a huge amount of foot traffic.
How good is the juggling? Is it just like normal three-ball juggling?
I mean, are you asking from a perspective of someone who used to work in a circus, or from everyone else?
No, circus.
Circus, it's poor.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
For these guys who don't know much about juggling, they might be like, I mean, I can't do that, so that's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
For you think it's not. It's.
Oro's still
Bit
hyping them up. Yeah.
Do you think can Oro juggle?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, you can juggle
Can
like
juggle
knives and
yeah,
stuff, right?
Yeah. She can only juggle
Yeah.
knives. She can't juggle normal
Yeah,
things.
she can't do it. It's the danger, you know. You put the
Yeah.
adrenaline in her. Without the adrenaline, she can't do it. She's
Can't
like,
focus.
"Oh."
Yeah.
There's an episode of The Office where one of the particular characters they're an accountant and they can only count when they're counting in like a particular, like in food or something, but they can't count in money. So if you convert it into food, they can count it. But if you do it in money, it just doesn't work. So I like, this is the same idea. Like, you just can't juggle. They aren't knives. You just don't have the same. Oh, it's not the same thing. I mean, you could teach them a thing or two.
I mean, or if they're like performing and they're in the zone, or it's not going to be like, hey, I'm better than you. I mean, teach you a thing.
I love the idea of an actual circus performer walking up to some random person trying to get some money on the street,
Let me help you.
And it's like, I'll give you a free lesson right now because this is fucking abysmal. I can't stand what you're doing right now. This is actually an insult to me and my craft.
The craft, yes, exactly.
No, or we would just hype him up.
Okay. All right.
That's sweet.
And so I like to think that at this point, the town has kind of diffused a little bit. People have started to go back into their homes and stuff. Maybe these guys have been out here for a couple of days now, so maybe their act isn't super new and fascinating. Chances are they're only probably getting a couple of copper every now and again. And so at this point, it's just Oro going, "Oh,
Yeah, you go. Yeah."
Everyone else is just kind of like,
juggle that stuff.
So maybe let's say over the course of everything in total, maybe Haiku's had 2 hours worth of reading. Has Haiku gone off to maybe the Gargoyle's Tail, the tavern, or have they kind of just?
Yeah, I think they will have gone to the inn for at least an attempt at a bit of quiet.
Okay. Well, with Haiku in an especially grumpy mood, which I want to just reiterate to our viewers as well, this is not Jack. It's just Haiku.
Role-playing's weird.
Role-playing's weird, huh? You step into the tavern. Unless you want to tell me otherwise, I will assume that what you've done is you've walked in there, you've just taken a seat. If someone's come up to ask you for something, maybe you've asked for something simple like water or whatever, and just given them a cup of copper and basically just been asked to be left alone. Is that about accurate, or would you like to embellish that?
No, that's pretty much it.
In which case, I'm not going to say that you took in a lot of your surroundings. You're very much focused on your book.
Oh yeah, it'd be completely the book.
We go in and see that there's
And
like
grab
a bunch of people with knives.
You go in and
My
the whole
player
place is on
brain is
fire.
going like, what is in there? What's in this room?
It's a room full of
Why
fire.
such a specific detail?
Well, it's more like I didn't want to describe the tavern just for Jack, and then for you guys to rock up and then not get the description.
Yeah.
But if you do then go towards the tavern/inn, you find yourself in a cozy little place. This is, spring is still a little bit chilly, so the fire is burning still. You find that there's a lovely smell of kind of baking bread. Actually, you can see that there is a small countertop that has a couple of different pastries on the front, and you can see that there is a pretty big dragonborn behind the counter, behind the whatchamacallit, the bar, who has an apron on that's kind of tucked tight around them. You can see that they've got kind of golden scales and kind of hair that's pulled taut, and they seem to be very busy with kind of preparing a couple of drinks. The tables in the room are, for the most part, empty. There are a couple of tables that are taken up by locals, and there is a very grumpy looking turtle in one of the booths who's just got their head in a book and a glass of water next to them.
Is next to them also Haiku. Just two grumpy turtles. Go up to Haiku. How's your book going?
Studying.
I miss the real Haiku. Haiku read all the time.
I'm really getting slightly concerned about the book obsession.
When's it going to end?
Talking about the book when we found it. Was I the one who identified that? Not identified, but like, who is it that actually knew about it? Because we figured out, or maybe we just saw the title and we're like, here you go. It's been so long.
be honest, I think I might have just told you what it was because you were in the middle of a dungeon.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
I think it
I
was
mean,
one of
we-
those things where like I know exactly what that book title means, but like we could have literally just seen the title and then been like, oh, thinking stuff. Here you go. Which I think might have been what happened.
I mean, we would have said that Haiku identified it as part of a long rest or a short rest whilst there. So I think it probably was Haiku. I think Haiku, cast your mind back to pre-grumpy times. Did you tell your party members what this book, was? You got a good idea that essentially it was a magical tome that, with enough work in a short amount of time, you could maybe get some
I
nuggets
actually
of
wrote
wisdom
down
out
that
of
I
it.
didn't.
Really? You've written
Yeah.
down specifically that you did not tell them.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I
Very
just
glad
went
that you've got
straight
a
into it.
magic book that's making you grumpy, that you're seemingly addicted to.
Well, it's the
In a party
curiosity.
full.
It's the curiosity thing of just diving straight into stuff, like
Oh no, I
matter
love it.
how
No, I'm not
intelligent they are,
criticizing.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not criticism.
Yeah, no, I'm just making a joke.
interesting
No,
situation.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just making an observation with our players. Because realistically, if this was a different scenario, everyone else would be like, "The fuck is going on? That book's gonna possess you or some shit." So we are taking ourselves out of that for a moment is quite funny.
How much of the book is left? If I look at the book, like how much is he through it?
Roughly 12 hours worth of book.
About halfway
I'm
or
at
something.
31 hours,
Out of how many?
48, so
Okay, so you're pretty.
Over 50%.
2/3.
You're over half it, right? Okay.
66.6%.
I mean, they've almost read all of it. Talking to Randall and Nerly now. Oh.
You haven't read any of it out loud, have you?
In my mind, I haven't read any of it out loud, but there's been like, I mean, I do this myself, a lot of grumbling and mumbling about what's going on. And so like you would probably just pick up random bits or the odd sentence or stuff like that.
She did what? With who? Where?
Well, that's good. Still a lot of reading.
Have your eyes.
I'm gonna slide the book over almost sarcastically, with it open, obviously, and just sort of tap on the page.
Looks at page.
You see a swirling mass of random digit sigils and oh no, thank you.
Book's bad.
Book's gone off.
I'm gonna look at it again and kind of like
Book's gone off.
shake my head,
Oh.
and I'm gonna take out a piece of paper and start writing like numbers on it.
For any reason in particular?
It's just gonna be, it's like a flavor thing when she's finished with it.
Just like, I like the idea of her writing, like just writing some random words and some random letters and numbers just so that
All
she
numbers.
can remember. Or just numbers. I like the idea of her doing it regardless, just so she can remember what they're supposed to look like. Rather than what a horrible mass of what you just looked into that book at. Okay.
But I'm
so
gonna watch
you're
you with
writing down
intent.
stuff.
So she's going to, you're watching me with intent?
Yeah. This is probably the least grumpiest I've looked for the past few days.
So I'm going to, it looks like I'm writing blocks of numbers. And when I'm finished, I'm going to tear the piece of paper into 5 different blocks and kind of like shake my head and look at them and be like, oh, I think I learned a magic trick from the book. And she'll kind of like get a little bit of like a far away look for a second and say, Pick a number between 1 and 52.
I assume she's
27.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell me. Pick another one. But don't tell me.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is she'll hold up cards. This is a thing that I learned when I went to like a math and science camp thing for girls when I was a kid.
We're all a captive audience right now, Katie.
Yeah. So there's going to be like a matrix of numbers 4 by 4. And when your number is on the card, you'll have to tell her when, I don't have them with me, I wish I did, when the number is on the card. And she'll like glance at the card and look back at you, and they're facing you for the whole time except for when she glances at it. And she'll flip to the next one. And when she gets to the end, like she'll think for a second, and then she'll tell you the number that you said, or the number that you picked that you didn't tell her.
Okay.
And be like, yeah, that's fun.
Does this make Haiku slightly less grumpy?
This actually puts the slightest smile on my face.
Aww.
Do you want to know how it works? Or will that take the magic away?
Randall runs.
Randall covers his ears.
So-
No. It's magic.
No spoilers, no spoilers.
I sort of give you like a what's the word? A slightly inquisitive look, and then sort of take the book back and start reading again.
Okay.
But with still a slight smile.
Okay. Are you familiar with the math trick thing that I was talking about?
Nope.
I haven't heard that one before, actually.
So the out of character, I'll explain. When you play with these cards, I think it's 52 is the highest number you can pick. And the numbers on the cards are all random, but the top left number of the 5 cards will add up to the number you picked based on which cards your number is on. So there's like 1, 3, 7, 21, and like 32 or something like that. I forget what the numbers are. And so when you say, oh yeah, my number's on that card, you turn it around and you just look at the top left number, and you have to keep that in your mind, and you start adding them up as you get to the end. And then at the end, you'll be like, oh, your number is whatever. And
That's quite
everybody's
cool.
like, what? How did you just memorize that? And it's like, no.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's a fun little math trick thing.
That's neat. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that was neat.
I'm
That was
sorry.
neat.
Yeah.
Apologize. Okay. So. Oh, really? As a kid, we had cereal boxes with that trick on it. That's cool.
I think I've seen them in crackers before, in like Christmas
Oh my God.
crackers. As like a
I
real
love that.
prize.
I've never seen that one before.
Have I ever told you? Okay, so advent calendars aren't like a thing that happened here, I swear, until I was in my 20s. I guess because there are fewer Catholics. I don't know. But like, I didn't know what those were for the longest time. And then I finally found out, yeah, literally in like my mid 20s, but I still didn't know what Christmas crackers were. I thought they were rolls of crackers, like you eat them, like just rolls of crackers. And because they were never here anywhere that I could like see as a person and know what anyone was talking about. So I just assumed that they were like special crackers you only ate at Christmas time. And then finally in a store one time, literally like maybe 4 years ago, there was a section of Christmas crackers. And I was like, well, that doesn't look like a cracker would fit in there at all. What is that? And I bought one, and I was like, there's like toys and stuff in here. Why is it called a cracker? And someone had to explain to me that you like crack them open or whatever. It was so funny. Had no idea.
How did you open it?
These were like little, it was almost like wrapped like a tube. It almost looked like a little like wrapped candy. So I just unwrapped it. I didn't know. I was like, there's no food in here at all.
You pull them open like this.
Made sense after someone explained it to me, and I was like, well, damn, I ruined it. I got the one and only Christmas cracker, and I ruined it.
I can't believe that you bought one Christmas cracker. Here, if you buy a Christmas cracker, it's between like 6 and 28 or something. Like you use like huge packets of Christmas crackers. Oh,
Well,
that's
this
very
was
interesting.
like, it was a big one. So I thought, oh, these are really big crackers. Not crackers.
I mean, truly,
That's
there
fine.
should be some crackers that exist. Really, surely
That
someone
would be
should have done
funny.
that by now.
Probably do.
Yeah, like
Crackerception.
Ritz crackers or something. Some like little
Oof,
guys.
I love Ritz crackers.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no,
Sorry.
Katie's yawning. Caught up with.
Oh, sorry. Finally
Oh,
gotcha. Caught
Finally
up
got
with
me.
you.
Damn it. Okay. So you guys kind of come in, and Neroli has this nice little moment with Haiku. You can tell that Haiku's spirit's been lifted a little bit. Look at that character development. Isn't that nice? The rest of you get an opportunity to settle into the inn/tavern if you like.
Probably gonna try and organize a room.
Okay. So you plod over to the barkeep,
Mm-hmm.
and you find that they have a name tag that's written on them, and it says, "Hello, I'm Kale Crestbethon." And it says, "Ask me about our gargoyle bile."
Don't want to.
What's your gargoyle bile?
Oh, hey there.
Oh,
You want some
I'm sorry.
gargoyle bile?
What is it?
It's a drink. They hold up this this big like tankard that's got the words gargoyle bile on it in a really like overly stylized, like obviously trying to market kind of way.
Yes.
Good on you. That'll be 3 gold pieces, please.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you. I object to this voice on your throat's behalf. Don't worry. Not gonna be so bad. I'm not gonna push myself. I've made those mistakes in the past, Adam, and that knocked me out for like 3 months. So I won't be making the same mistakes.
No, I wouldn't allow it. I'd literally, like, if you had kept on for another more like couple sentences, I'd have been like, all right, we're done.
I just wanted to put that image of the character in your head before I switch back to my normal voice.
Okay.
So they charge you 3 gold pieces for it, which is premium stuff for a middle of nowhere tavern. You're expecting primo Overaggio.
Can I organize a room? Have you got rooms?
Yeah, they offer up rooms at a much more reasonable price. You think it's like a 1 gold piece per person per night.
Okay. Wait, you have 4 rooms?
In this particular establishment, they have 3 rooms.
Okay. I'll take all 3 of your rooms, please, as well.
They offer you up the keys quite happily upon receipt of the gold. You can see that as they are, you kind of get this drink that's poured for you and placed in front of you. Again, you've got some pastries beside you, and some like the smell of bread that's still kind of being baked in the background. But you put this tankard in front of you, and you get this huge whiff of aniseed, cinnamon, and lime.
That's a statement.
It's a really odd combination that hits your
Bold
nose.
choices.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like grab everything. Not gonna try it at the bar because I don't want to be like right in front of them.
Sure.
Because they.
What kind of pastries do they have?
They have some cinnamon Terran shares.
Of course they do.
What's a cinnamon Terran share?
It's actually bread.
Is it monkey bread?
I don't know what monkey
It's like
bread
a
is.
round thing, and it's almost like
It
you
might
can
be.
pull a bit off, and it comes like apart all on its own. I'm gonna have to look up a cinnamon Terran share now.
Not quite, but similar. Cinnamon Terran share is just like cinnamon buns, but all like made together into one like big bun, and you can pull the individual ones.
I see. Okay, not at all like monkey bread.
But they also have some. You're seeing that there's again because it was in the gargoyle's bile as well. There's a lot of cinnamon related treats here. So there's the cinnamon tear and share, but there's also some cinnamon rolls and pastry. If you don't like cinnamon, you're a bit fucked here. honestly.
I love cinnamon.
Although you see that there are some other drinks and stuff available. It's not just gargoyle bile, but that one is quite heavily advertised. They ask if you're
As
new
we-
to town.
Well, yeah, it's our first time.
Are you staying long? I ask.
Oh no, just tonight, and we're off again. We actually got caught in the rain last night, and I was going to ask if once you're closing down, can we like hang our stuff in front of your fire to dry out because it's all like.
Each of the rooms come with a fireplace.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That expensive price of 1 gold piece is making sense now.
Yes, that expensive price. Mm-hmm.
Can I have
Uh,
a pastry?
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I just thought it was Randall at the bar. If you're all at the bar, you're more than welcome to.
I assumed I went on my own.
We've creeped
I
up.
kind of like,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I've shuffled
are
in
you asking
behind.
Randall
guys are
if
just
you can have a
having-
pastry? You like?
No. I feel like we
Why
shuffled
not?
up behind Randall.
I can't look over the counter and get a pastry for me.
I love this idea that Randall and this barkeeper having this conversation, and then it's another Office reference. But there's that moment where Dwight is spooked by Angela and just goes "fuck," it's just like, and it's just nerdy and Oro looking up at Randall like pastry, please.
Well, she's trying to keep a low profile, so she kind of does the like, can I have a pastry?
They are a couple copper, so it's easy to stock up on them.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll have 3.
Oh, when Randall learns that, he'll get one.
I'll take 2.
All right,
I'll
what's
take
going
2
on?
as well.
Okay. How's Haiku feeling?
We all know what I'm doing.
So
Nerly comes over and just like in the open hand that Haiku's not using, just like sets a pastry down so that they'll eat something.
Randall walks over and is like, "Oh," because he bought 2 pastries as well.
Yeah, Oro also walks over and goes, ouch. Man, we should all really converse on our buying powers.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
That's what a way to feel loved. Is your friends all individually coming over to you with snacks?
The
Yeah,
same
I was
stuff.
gonna say, we like being presented with 3 pastries just in front of me would definitely cause me to sort of look away from the book and give like another slight smile and a nod.
I think additionally, Nugget has come in and been there for all of these interactions, and during this has gone outside and found like a fucking pine cone or something like on the ground that they think would be nice for you to have, and just kind of come
Yes.
over and just like plonked it right in the center of the book as it's open, so it's like moist, but it's right in the center. It's not really like the ink's gonna run or anything. They just like plopped it right in your lap essentially,
Crumbs. in the
and
book.
they just kind of look up to you like, huh?
I think in that case, I actually completely stopped reading the book to eat.
Oh, there we
It-
go.
Not fully aside, still open, it's still within reach.
Oh.
I
Right,
can still give it a quick look, but I'm
Yeah.
focused on eating.
Let's ignore the fact that I said like I said a pine cone or something, because I was like, what the fuck else lands on the floor in spring? Oh, Jesus, it's fine. It's just a very old pine cone.
Yeah.
Cherry blossom.
Yeah, sure. A sprig of cherry blossom has just been plopped on your lap. Pretty?
Cute.
Very good. Okay.
Set
love
the
it.
keys down on the table. Be like, I got all the rooms. There's only
Oh.
3,
Oh, okay.
and then also the tankard. Clonk. I also got this.
The smell is, I assume,
I
overwhelming.
accidentally asked for it, and then once they said how much it was, I'd already kind of committed to buying it, so I could not buy it.
Oh.
Had they poured it yet? If they hadn't poured it, you could
What?
always tell them never mind.
They kind of just had it ready.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, that does make it a bit awkward.
gonna take a sip.
Well, it is. It tastes questionable. As I said, it's aniseed, cinnamon, and lime, so not a great combination. And honestly, personally, aniseed not my thing. So maybe for you, you think it's great. I don't know. Maybe Randall's into this. Its name being Gargoyle's Bile isn't amazing. And it speaks to its almost kind of its taste is it's almost like it's the drink that bites back.
I feel like I've positioned it carefully on the table such that the name is facing me and nobody else can see the name.
Okay.
And I'd be like, I'm not sure this is really my thing. So
it is surprisingly nourishing.
Surprisingly nourishing.
Oh,
but it's too flavorful for Randall, I think.
Okay, all right.
I'll try a bit.
I'm just smelling it and letting Aura drink it.
Do you think Oro likes the taste of aniseed, cinnamon, and lime?
I don't think she's ever tried aniseed before.
How do you think she reacts to it?
Probably like the way I react to drinking whiskey is a lot of.
Yeah, exactly, Adam. I like to think it grows on you. Anyone gonna finish the drink?
Anyone else want to try some?
If no one else has it, I guess I'll finish it.
Well, I think I would try it.
Yeah, I'll give it a test.
Well, how will your characters appreciate it? Like it? Don't like it?
I don't know if Nerly would like aniseed, whatever you called it. It's actually not bad. She passes the Taiku. Circus drink.
I'd probably take a sip, then take another slightly longer sip, and then it's back to reading.
Gross.
All that.
If nobody else wants to finish it, I guess I paid for it, so I'll finish it.
Is it something that takes like a long time to finish, like in small sips?
I feel like it probably is, and also lots of like not breathing through the nose while drinking it.
Nerly says like the way that you look pained almost while you're saying that. She's like, I thought it was okay.
Oh,
Do you want the cinnamon roll instead? I can trade you.
No, I'm not hungry. You can just take it.
Oh, okay. They made treats out of that flavor in the mountains. Had a lot of that.
Gross.
It's okay.
That was your treat? Oh, no wonder you left.
That's one of the reasons. Takes a big drink.
I'd think that once you finish it, Nugget has a chance to just like lick the remainder out of the tankard and just goes like really overly dramatic.
Yeah, on the floor and everything.
Yeah.
Could you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure.
Katie from Nerly.
Now that I've already rolled one well. Oh, okay. There we go. 20.
Fantastic. You, like I said, it was a very nourishing drink, an unusually nourishing drink.
Too nourishing.
In fact, to the degree where actually you kind of don't want to eat anything for the rest of the day.
I look at my cinnamon tear apart thing and wrap it up in some cloth or paper or whatever and put it in my bag.
Something about the way that this drink has taken to you has just filled you for the whole day. We can, since it's the evening, we can roll that over to tomorrow.
Okay.
But just for flavor's sake, it's well, flavor's sake, for context sake.
Terrible.
For Flavor Town.
Yeah, it's it's taken to you quite well. Yeah.
It feels good. Like I don't know, like I'm full all of a sudden. Can I do like a retroactive Arcana check? Like After having smelled it and looked at it and like
With advantage,
Arcana check.
having consumed the whole
imbibed
thing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good with my +0 Arcana. Need that advantage. 14.
It's like classic like scientists like testing it. on the
Literally
machine.
drinking it. Yeah.
Right. You don't think there's anything magical about it? There's nothing overtly magical about it. Nothing that kind of makes you concerned.
Yeah. She wasn't concerned anyway. It was more of like, oh, I wonder if there's a trick to this. Interesting. Well, I suppose I'll have that cinnamon roll for tomorrow. Or cinnamon tear
Tear and share.
and share.
I've given the one to Nugget if Nugget wants it.
I was devoured instantly
Excellent.
in one bite, which is really sad.
Savor your food, Nugget.
When you have a cinnamon tear and share, you take your time.
Yeah.
Delicious buttercream, nice cinnamon taste. Oh, you take your time. But Nugget does not. That's gone in one gulp. Just eradicated.
Doesn't know he's born.
Bats are like dogs. They do all their tasting by smell. So he'd been smelling
Yeah.
it the whole
Mhm.
time. It was just like
Getting it all
needed
up
in
in
my
there.
belly.
Bam. When you are finished with your drink, Kale Crestbaton, the dragonborn from behind the bar, comes over and takes the tankard from you and says, "Are you're adventurers, you said?"
I
Yeah.
don't think anybody said. But we are.
He said, looks at Randall.
Oh.
So we're
Well,
here
yes.
for- oh, no.
We
But we are.
you got the look about you.
That's fair.
If you're staying for the night, maybe you have a look at the old cave.
Cave.
Yeah, I'm not so good with words. Cave's bad, probably.
Why?
It's gargoyles or something.
Oh.
How
Is
many?
that where you
Can
get your
I-
bile from?
No. We have amber. It's amber in the bile.
Amber?
Yeah, it's amber. It's amber in the bile. Yeah.
Like you put the mineral amber in it?
Yeah.
Oh. So I just drank rocks?
Well, you don't keep it in there. It's part of the process, but you don't like keep it in the drink. And it's like
Oh, okay.
it's like a local thing.
It was really filling.
Well, yeah, that's what people say.
Can I do an insight check on the asking us to look at the caves?
Yep. What would you try and
So
intuit?
my thinking is like, is this person trying to lure us into a trap? Because like we know that there are people in the forest looking for us, and it just sounded really kind of,
Sure.
Don't know what's bad about it, but it's bad. Yeah.
Sure.
And Nugget has just come in as the obvious signposter of this is the party you're looking for.
True.
And Haiku. Haiku's here too. Haiku was pointed out.
It's the combination of Haiku and Nugget.
Yeah.
You get the sense that this particular individual doesn't mean you any harm, but maybe they aren't expressing themselves very well, and that perhaps there's something to this, but you might have to dig a little deeper.
Is there someone who knows more about the caves?
Hey, Garrett, you know about the caves? There's kind of a dwarf that shouts over from the distance. That's not okay. I don't know about caves just because I'm a dwarf. I didn't mean that. I'm because you know about the caves. And he kind of wanders over and he says, "Listen, what this guy's trying to tell you is that there are gargoyles flying around. We live in Mouth of Gargoyles.
Yep.
There's a history about the place. That means there's a history about the place. That means we don't like gargoyles.
Mhm.
There's a history about the place that means we don't. We need to check out the caves to stop the. We saw some gargoyles. There's not supposed to be gargoyles,
Mhm.
but we saw gargoyles, and we live in Mouth of Gargoyles, and we need there to not be gargoyles because we don't like gargoyles. This is much harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I know. I told you. You owe me a beer.
Why is it called Mouth of Gargoyles if there's not supposed to be gargoyles here?
They both kind of blankly look at you.
I kind of do the thing where you like turn to your friends and say something like with your face covered, and I'm like, it's almost like they're forgetting.
Mhm. Or they can't talk about it or say it. Well,
Listen, we've
we
got a couple of coins put aside for adventurers. If you occasionally adventurers come through, if you can't do it, if you're busy, that's fine.
or could we look in like the morning? Does it have to be now? Like we just.
Oh, it doesn't have to be
been walking
now.
all day.
No, it's just your adventuring type's like a little bit of a adventure to go on a quest to
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah, if you just let us know where the caves are, we'll maybe take a look.
I'll take you up there tomorrow if you like.
But
Okay.
maybe be a short thing, and Haiku can finish their book. You know, if we spend an extra day.
Oh, that's not getting finished tonight.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like tomorrow, if we're
Oh,
not traveling.
Yeah, so I
we'll
get
spend an
you,
extra day.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
then hopefully you're not possessed by some demon.
That's not.
He's
Oh.
kidding.
I'm joking.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a joke. It's an inside
Fucking
joke.
adventurers are just fucking. You want to? If you,
Now
I'll be around.
fungus, that's no joke. But demons. Mm-mm.
Demons.
Okay, listen, I'll be around tomorrow. I've taken the early shift in the kitchens. I can take it off for a couple hours to show you around.
Okay.
There's money in it. If you haven't got time, that's fine. Just gargoyles.
Are they dangerous?
Are gargoyles dangerous?
I don't know
Yes.
much about gargoyles.
Yes, they are.
How many
What do
gargoyles?
they do? That too.
Well, we saw them in the sky.
In the sky?
Where?
How many did you see in the sky?
I think it was a report of just the two.
Oh.
But they're made of stone and they've got big wings, so it's hard to miss.
Okay.
But as they're bad news. I can't. They just. I can't place it right now. They're bad. They're bad news. And we need someone to look into it.
Okay. We can do that.
All right then. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take this. He's got the tankard.
Okay.
Did you like the gargoyle
Yeah.
bile? Would you want some more?
I think I feel really full. Oh, I drank it. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
It was good.
As you see him turn around, he's got the apron tied around his back. As you have a chance, and he moves the tankard aside, you see a big like KS on the front of the apron with a kind of like embellished golden font
Poor
emblazoned
Kothic.
on the front.
How did her apron get all the way over here?
Wait. Or travels back in time for a second and comes back. What?
Kothic, sell
The
them all.
Drow bakers,
Mm.
like where all their stuff has just been stolen from them all over the place.
Like all the Tupperware.
All the Tupperware and aprons and towels somewhere. Was there towels or blankets somewhere?
Or a cup, maybe? I don't even remember anymore. I just keep seeing their initials everywhere.
Better
I feel like it
memories
should be a
than
side quest to round all this stuff up and return it.
How do you
Aw.
spell? Oh, yeah. Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
You got a bag of holding, so it wouldn't be even a problem.
True.
You asking how to spell Celtic Salamor or
No, I was
the Dragonborn?
gonna jokingly to Randall be like, how do you spell Caspian Kinshire again? Are we sure it's not Caspian Sinshire? And this is actually like chaos. Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Well, on that note, Tom doesn't get a cliffhanger again.
Well, there's the cliffhanger of what the hell's going on with these people. You know.
Yeah, but that's more of a it's a ledge,
Intrigue
you
hanger.
know, it's a ledge hanger.
Intrigue hanger.
It's not a cliff.
Seat edger.
Seat edger.
Seat
sounds like
edger is
something
what you
else.
said. Seat edger. Ah, I see now.
I don't even know what you misheard that as.
But we'll leave that session there.
Nice.
Thank you very much, everyone who's taken part in today's session.
Mhm.
And for everyone in chat who's hung out with us. It's always a pleasure to see you guys.
Yeah.
We have had some lovely prompts given us today. So thank you, everyone who's given us some prompts. We had some good prompt moments. Yeah.
Also, Tom is doing 2 spoopy one-shots. The one's already full, but you can join up for the second one that's happening, which has 3
Yeah.
spots left now. 2 taken
Yeah,
up.
because Noko's going to join us. Approve application. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to help Tom pay rent, but you want to play some D&D for your money, then
Spooky
feel free to
D&D.
join us playing a. So I will highlight that it is a spooky game, spooky one shot game of about like between 3 and 5 hours, depending on, you know, it's hard to guess with D&D one shots, isn't it? Level 5 characters, doing it on, so the one game's booked up, but the other game's on Saturday the 16th, question mark? Yeah, at 6:30 p.m. BST. I try to make it American friendly, just in case. So if you want to hop into our game and be grossed out and play some D&D, come join us. It's fun. I've got some good stuff prepared. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
Is it level 5? It is level 5. It's all in the advert, Evan. It's all on the website.
Reading is
Evan.
important.
But this is a one shot, so it's not an Evan one shot. Just kidding.
It's really hard to do an
I think-
actual one shot.
So what I genuinely believe that one shot should actually be one quest.
Oh,
So like
absolutely.
you do like one quest, and that quest can take as many sessions. You aim for it to be shortish,
Oh, I
but
see.
whatever.
Okay.
But one shot is supposed to mean you play one session, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't know. I think it's difficult. Attacked but accurate. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult. There are plenty of times where I've like most of the quests that I put these guys through, I design as one shots, and then they take multiple sessions to go through. But that's just because we're also taking a lot with we're purposefully taking our time sometimes. That's good. I'm
We
glad
like
that we
role
are.
playing, even
We're
if
in
it's
no
kind of
rush.
weird.
We're in no rush. But yeah, if you fancy helping me out, but also playing some D&D for your time and your money, then that's where you find it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's our D&D for today.
Mhm.
That was a lot of fun. Again, thanks to everyone who was hanging out in chat. What are you gonna do, Jenny?
But we're gonna end the stream. Thanks for chilling,
Okay.
everyone. See
Wow.
you next time I stream or next Sunday if you're here for D&D. Bye. Have a good week. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.